Hello, and welcome back to Layla The Vampire Slayer. We're Roll4It. We're here every week, a couple of times a week, doing some lovely tabletop RPGs. Of course, today we're playing Layla The Vampire Slayer, our alternate universe, where instead of Buffy being the Vampire Slayer, Layla is. She came to a lovely little...
all messed up again.
Well, there was a lot of stuff to cover before going live.
Right.
Bentham is always in the right space. I don't know how he manages it.
It's magic. I perfectly time my arrival in the call every single week.
Yes, yes, perfectly timed. And it's not like you're always the first or anything. You somehow manage to always be the second, which requires incredible coordination.
I think I'm normally the first, because I'm almost always in the same spot on my
Most of
screen.
the time, not always. Sometimes, like, Maggie's in super quick.
Yeah. And I don't mean that as like, oh, I'm here. I'm just like, I'm on my computer, so I click the button.
Yeah. So, welcome. Hello. Today is episode 14. Things are gonna happen. So, hopefully you're up to date. Firstly, announcements. Sim, thank you very much for being our support for this episode. So thank you very much for making it possible to pay our adorable, lovely cast, who are probably not going to murder each other. That's probably a thing. So thank you very much.
Hey, this isn't the wholesome show.
That is true. Second announcement is the Wholesome Show comes next week on Saturday at 11 p.m. GMT, but 3 p.m. PDT. So that's 1 hour after Just Around the Corner finishes. There is going to be a third show for a month, only for a month. Some Pony, very generous, gave us the money to run a show. I have to contractually say that, for a month. So we're going to be running a My Little Pony TTRPG. So we're going to be playing an adorable My Little Pony campaign with Maggie as our GM. Myself, Lauren, Dylan, and Erin Fitzgerald as ponies. We're adorable. It's great.
They're
Yeah,
a
we had our
mess.
test run. They're really cute. It's going to be precious.
And we have our official art coming out this week, which is going to be great. Have we said who's doing the
Starting
art?
tomorrow. What?
Have we said who's doing the art?
We haven't, but we can announce it if you want.
Okay, we can announce the art is being done by Ilsa. So the same lovely, adorable, wholesome art that we had for Cheese Quest, Ilsa's going to be doing some lovely, adorable, wholesome art for My Little Pony. And having seen the finished art, it's so good. Seriously, it's so good.
Yeah, they're
I
really
get to
good.
live my dream of being a My Little Pony.
Yeah.
That's basically why we're doing it, I think. I think that Maggie was really hyped and Lauren was really hyped, and then it just snowballed, so...
Lauren's
It
character
happens.
is going to be the one that's going to get everyone into trouble, I feel like.
Yes, yes.
Everyone's
I'm sorry. Did you meet Dylan and Aaron's characters yesterday?
Okay, they are just crazy, but I don't think that they're going to get them trouble with a bear. That's a different situation.
I had nothing to do with that.
The bear worked out just great.
The bear did kind of almost work out great.
It's not my fault.
Okay.
It was too big.
So,
So we'll have to watch this show.
yep, for more details, next week, 6 days' time, and 5 hours. Probably won't even end the stream after Just Around the Corner. We'll leave the stream up with some adorable music, maybe a fan art loop or something, and so you can come, you can hang out, and you can discuss what you think the show's going to be like, because I know there's been speculation about how wholesome it really will be. Also, you can
Yeah.
discuss the end of...
I think it will be
Just Around
actually
the Corner.
wholesome. We'll see. I don't know.
Maybe.
And they're playing their own ponies. Someone was asking in chat, like, which pony is playing, or which one are they playing? And they're not playing any of the characters that are in the main show. We're basically doing an alternate universe where they're the main characters instead.
There's only 4 elements of harmony.
Screw those other colors of the rainbow.
Oh yeah, they're not as good. They suck. So anyway, so we can dive into the show. We've got a interesting one lined up. We're going to start off with some talk about how to support the show. So if you want to support the show, you can do so in a monetary way by going to our Patreon, patreon.com/roll4it, where you can find out details of stuff like the different tiers, where like the $1 tier you get MP3s and Discord access, $5 tier you also get access to after shows, which have been very interesting lately. You got also get access at higher tiers to stuff like player sheet information and even later on gym information, which includes a lot of stats for things like the sins. I have written out at least 2 pages as a full. Each sin has like a full detailed page of its effects, its auras now for any sin that applies to a character. So there are severe effects. I gave one to Bentham and he was like, "Oh God, I get all of this." And I was like, "Yes."
They are scary.
So you're gonna share those at the end, or like whenever we meet each of them?
Whenever you defeat a sin, I can hand that over.
Cool.
So should today go well, there might be some going up at the GM tier. In addition, there's stuff like the hero tier, where you get your names in the game in some form or capacity if we can manage it. And also then the legend tier, where people get take part in a one-shot GM'd by one of our cast, which this month was Maggie, where I think a third of the party decided in a dungeon run D&D type thing to join the Lich and then murder the rest of the team in the Lich one.
Only 2 of the 6 decided to do so, but the others got reanimated, except for one who got disintegrated. But that was all towards like the end. Although the people swapping sides, like I had nothing to do with that. You can blame Miss Amy Hoyle.
Okay, that does sound like Amy. Yeah.
She was like, she RP'd her way into like swapping sides, and she's like, "Yeah, I was gonna do that the whole time." I was like, "Oh my god!"
So that's the Patreon. Also, there's lovely goals and stuff, etc. on there that we do. We're currently, I think, finalizing some touch-ups to it. Please bear in mind there was also a goal for now it's a comic, which will be coming out quite shortly. Actually, I think the comic is finalized, so all that I think needs to be done this week.
They're already working on the second volume, and the first volume is coming out this month. It's this month. Yeah, it's July. So we haven't put it on the calendar where it's coming out, but it should be within the first couple weeks.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to host it. Anyone on the Patreon will be able to get it for free. Don't worry, etc. And we'll probably
everyone on the Patreon will get it for free.
Anyway,
we're trying to figure out
what to do about
that. The public access it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of money, but it was worth. Like, I think you guys are gonna love it.
It looks so good. Like, seriously, you're gonna mind blown. So hopefully you're gonna enjoy that. And also feel free to let people know. I think the current plan might be to just do a pay what you want for anyone else. And if we do that, then like if you want to be like, you should see the show, and they'll be like, maybe RPGs, D&D's not my thing. Be like, right, read this comic.
The comic is like, I think it's it's going to be the gateway for some people.
Yeah, so we're now pushing our gateway drug comic. We've branched out into comics. It's great. Anyway, sorry, I just want to nerd over that loads, but we've got a show to do. If you want to support us on Twitch, you can do so. If you subscribe on Twitch, you will get access to the Discord. You'll also get lovely emotes, and also you'll get access to the videos before they go up on YouTube, which takes 24 hours because processing time and stuff and editing. But that takes 24 hours, so you can actually see the videos immediately after the episode airs. If you want to go check out the YouTube, by the way, youtube.com/Roll4It. Always good to get new subscribers and stuff over there. Secondly, in a monetary way, but in a one-off fashion, Dragon Rune, thank you very much for demonstrating that. You can use bits and tips. We have had tips and bits already. Notably, Dragon Rune has given 23,500 bits already in specifically just Dragon Rune. Other people have also given bits, but that's
an insane amount of bits.
Before the show had even really started. So thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, there's bits and tips, and also if you want to support in a non-monetary fashion, you can tell people about it. Maybe get them to go read the comic when that's out. That's something that would be awesome. I want to see people coming into the Discord at some point being like, okay, so what's a TTRPG? I just read a comic. What does it do? How do I view it?
And another one is on the hook.
That's exactly how that works, yeah. So thank you very much to our community for being amazing and making this possible. I kind of want to just repeat that, like, you make this entirely possible, that we can pay our cast, we can actually be like the friendly peoples that can actually like pay people for being on the show and stuff and doing amazing work, and also really enjoy having an amazing community. So thank you very much. Yeah, so that's it. Okay.
It makes us want to adopt all the casters, because like everybody has been amazing. Like we've gotten, and also I think like we've gotten to recently try out a lot of new cast members, which I think was scary for people when we first started doing that. But it's really, I think, let us explore a lot of different worlds and a lot of different characters.
You can adopt me if you want.
Yeah, I'll adopt Josh.
I'll draw up the paperwork. It's great.
Maggie for
You too
mum.
can adopt a Josh. For just however much a month.
Well, Maggie has an emote for that, Magmom. So there we go.
Perfect.
Right. In which case,
Send over the papers.
we'll dive into the episode. So, previously on Layla the Vampire Slayer.
I don't want to do this.
Honestly, neither do I. I'm
I was
scared.
expecting-
Yeah, we can just keep talking.
Scared.
That's totally how that works. Yeah.
Yeah. Besides, Imogen's already basically killed Rob twice, and we know third time's the
I
charm.
know. I saw her tweet. Your
Yeah.
tweet was like, "Third time's a charm, right?" I'm like, no one's killing anybody.
Okay, so I want more
Sometimes
interactivity, some more. So let's try that again. Last time on Layla the Vampire Slayer.
Nobody's doing it. Okay.
There we go. Right, like everyone else,
Oh.
but
Doing
Layla is gonna live.
I don't want it to
Doing the
happen.
swish.
So, previously, they may have okay, that's also. Werewolf is taking the lead with 24,990 bits. Thank you very much.
He's a madman. He donated so much yesterday too. He's crazy.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, right. It turns out that the 7 deadly sins were accidentally released from a heavenly prison of some kind, possibly due to the actions of the cast. They have been around. Turns out that Sloth
I'm probably
possessed-
gonna blame Robert for that.
Well, me, no, never.
Sloth may have possessed Janet, Rob's love interest. They managed to, with some help from a robot and then some hindrance from a robot that Janet had built, snap her out of it, at which point the demon dissipated. Presumably dead, they're not sure. It turns out that having done some reading and checking up on things after Robert started to act very irrationally angry at things, and Ned had been acting weird, that it turns out Rob may be possessed by Wrath, another one of the 7 deadly sins, and also turns out that another of their allies, a rugby player by the name of Ned Phillips, may be possessed by Gluttony. It also turns out that a previous foe they fought by the name of Horus, a evil sorcerer, may have only been evil or possibly excessively evil because he possibly was possessed by envy, which still leaves pride and greed unaccounted for. They do think it's possible that a vampire also slayer by the name of Charity, who has been a bit of a threat to them, may be possessed by lust. With that, though, Rob has been starting to avoid the group, spending less and less time around them, because it turns out that Rob thinks that the group may be after him, having the group told his love interest, Janet, now possibly his girlfriend, I think they're now going out, that they think that he was possessed. However, that she was under the impression that Layla was possessed and that the group were working against him. She did tell Rob after the revelation about the sins. However, she told the group that she may have made a mistake there. So
She had one job!
Yep.
One job!
Yep. So Rob now thinks the group is out to kill him, and the team are now out to try and vanquish his sins in any way they can. So me and Bentham have been doing some talking. I understand what he's been doing for the week while they were researching. Guys, we're going to jump straight back into the revelation. You are at the Davidson household. You've just read through the book that revelates, can I use that as a word? Revelates that the sins exist. Illuminates that the sins exist. And it told you a lot of information that explains a lot of what you've been seeing recently from, Horus, from Charity, from Janet.
Or after Imogen's cackling.
Post-cackle, I think.
Post-cackle, good. Just needed to know if I needed to reprise the cackle.
It was after the cackleism. So, with that, we're going to join straight back in the middle of the living room. You have with you Janet, who has been trying to help research, but isn't particularly good with the occult. And Violet, who actually found the book that you managed to get this information from.
Look, I don't know if any of those options are viable. I mean, we're definitely not going to kill him. pushing it out of him, but then it's just going to find another host.
Well, not
Maybe
if we
the
let it
prism
get strong enough.
That would take way too long. I'm not leaving
dunno.
Rob like that.
What about the prism option? I mean, at least we could. I don't know.
So you think waiting is worse than trapping him in a flesh prison, until we can find a solution to this problem, or he dies?
I don't think any of those are ideal solutions. We find something that it can move to that is resistant, or I don't know.
So we just want to
Resistant-
spread the infection.
I don't think that's a good option.
It's not an infection, it's just one thing, right?
I mean,
It is one thing, right?
I don't know.
Probably, but maybe not.
What I was thinking is if we lock him in the prison with the spirit, maybe we can somehow remove him from the spirit. I don't know. But at least then he's not able to do whatever it is that he's going to try to do outside of that. I don't know. None of these options are great. Maybe we need to keep looking.
This spell didn't come with an undo button, so I would be very careful.
Most spells don't. The undo button is probably he dies.
Okay, well,
Or he overpowers it, in which case then he's pissed off and powerful.
he's already pissed off.
Well, then let's just escalate it. If you're worried about it taking too much time, I'm good at making people angry.
But this is Rob we're talking about.
Can we get him to punch Charity?
That may actually be a
I don't even know
surprise.
where Charity is.
Never mind then. I did like that idea. That was a good thought.
Thank you. I try. Okay, I've got something important to do first.
What?
I'll be back in a minute.
Wait, where are you going?
What?
I'm going to tell my dad.
Oh, is he
Right.
here? Aren't we in his house?
Yeah, we're in your house.
Yeah, but he's not in the room with us, and he hasn't been privy to this information so far. Yes.
I don't think we'd stop him from it. It's up to EE, honestly.
He lets you do your thing unless you call for him because he doesn't want to be intrusive or intruding on you, because previously you have blown him off a fair bit, Layla, with the help. You have more recently accepted some fighting training. So unless you want him to be there, he will generally leave you
Asked
to
him
your
for
thing.
more than that, so.
Yeah, if you want
I
him to be there, he will generally be there. But unless you call him, he will try and stay kind of back from situations.
Okay, I'm
Put it
going
this
to.
way, I would not deter him from helping us.
Okay, in which case,
Full fucking watcher for once.
Since
I
he
will not.
wasn't there to roll
stop.
or anything, he's probably around. He's probably like bringing you drinks and stuff and refreshments. Occasionally brings in like some sandwiches and crisps. He's just trying to be like, I'm a dad. What do? I bring you their food, sustenance. But he isn't. He didn't roll, so he's not been helping with the thing. But he is aware that you're doing some research about something. So he's probably like in the kitchen or something.
Okay. I'm gonna go tell him everything I have to.
I mean, that seems like a smart plan.
I thought we told him some of it. That's why I'm confused. 'Cause I
Oh,
know
okay.
we talked
I
about
I think we told him about Janet being possessed, but I don't think we knew what it was. So, like, he doesn't know that it's the seven
Yeah.
deadly sins, and he
That's 'cause
doesn't.
we didn't know. We told him
Right.
everything.
Yeah, you told
Yeah.
him everything about Janet, but you haven't told him anything else because that only just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go into the kitchen to look for your dad.
Mm-hmm.
If he's there, he's watching this time of night, probably like one of those like late night sports shows that just like does a recap of the weekly sports, because I think today's a Friday, so it's probably doing like a recap of the weekend sports. They're talking back and forth. The commentators are just chitter-chattering. The volume's on a little bit low. He's got his feet up on the table. Oh, hey Barnaby. Why the long face? You okay?
No, we've you know the research we've been doing.
Puts his feet down. Yeah.
So it's because of Rob.
What's wrong?
We didn't know what was going on. And you know how Janet was possessed.
Yeah.
My brother is possessed by... Wait, do we do know the specific sin, right?
He's been angry. You're pretty sure it's wrath.
We think it's wrath, but
Okay. We think it's wrath.
How do we help? Where is he?
I'm not sure right now, and I don't... There's no help. There's a tough decision about exactly how we get this thing out of him. It's... No matter what happens, it's not going to do him any good.
How can I help? What have I got to do?
When we figure out the best course of action, we're going to need your help, because I think we should just be there. We should be there as his family.
Sure. I'll start looking for him now. He could be anywhere. I can go up to the school, have a look around. I've got my phone on me, so...
I'm not sure that's the best idea. We don't know exactly what we're up against, what he can do now, what it can do. So, if you go in there alone, you will get hurt.
Make a willpower
Come on,
influence
Dad,
check.
you're a watcher. You don't go into things unprepared. And I know it's Rob, but think straight.
Make a
Otherwise he's
willpower
not gonna
influence
get
check
any
with
help.
+1.
Huh?
Willpower influence with +1.
Ooh, okay.
Because he has familial love with you guys. So he has to roll to not go there.
What? Oh, of course it's on. It's not a thing.
Also,
it's not
Maggie,
a
you might not have
button.
been there earlier, but you and Lauren both have the love trait now for each other, effectively. So your characters have the love drawback for each other.
One success.
was that to me and Lauren?
Yeah. You see him kind of process that for a second, then he just shakes his head slowly from side to side. Look, Barnaby, I've got to try.
Okay, well, come talk to the others. Let's see if there's anything we can tell you before you go, and then I just like bury myself in him, like full on bear hug.
Alright, he's just sort of grabs you with like both hands behind the back, gives you a bit of a squeeze. Look, stay safe. Like, if I have to go find Robert, if anything does happen, you need to stay safe, okay?
Okay. You too.
If you guys are going to give me a briefing, I'll be T-minus 10 minutes, okay? Gotta go get the stuff.
Okay.
Have you seen my shotgun? It's gone missing.
Maybe somewhere. Yeah. I don't really want you taking a shotgun to go see my brother.
I mean, for anyone else he might have with him.
I don't think it's like a gang. It's not like a vampire thing.
Okay. I mean, I've also got, like, beanbag rounds for it, but...
Where are they?
Make a willpower influence check.
Okay. Oh, cool. Both ends
Yeah,
of the
he
spectrum.
still doesn't twig the fact that you've stolen the shotgun. And more than that, he's like, under the couch in the box.
Of course. Okay. Yeah. So maybe try looking for your shotgun there. And I go into the sitting room and I put the shotgun under there.
Okay.
And wait for him to come in.
He spends a few minutes getting ready. He walks into the room. He's now wearing a bulletproof vest, but it's lacking the insert, so it's kind of a little bit distorted at the front as it's missing some padding. He has over his shoulder a baseball bat that seems to have been wrapped with duct tape and looks like maybe like a kitchen towel or something.
Because that will hurt less.
It does less likely to break bones and more likely to just distort and hurt.
Cool. And
Whoa,
the
what are you
vest.
doing?
Sorry. Is the vest from where he got punched really hard by a Drox? He's missing some stuff, right?
I don't think he wore it to that fight. I'm not sure. I don't think he did. I think this is only had it season 2. Go look for Rob. Barnaby filled me in.
She just like frantically starts shaking her head.
I don't know if we're gonna do that right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go look for him. If things are bad, like I'll come back, okay? But I have to go at least try.
What do you think you can do?
Try and talk to him.
Hug it out of him? That's not how this is going to work. Did Barnaby tell you our options?
I didn't tell him the options. I definitely said that was not the good option, though.
Which one?
You only told
The
him
one where he
option?
goes alone to look for Rob.
So there's no way to get it out of him.
Well, there's 3 ways that we found.
There, most and 2 of them involve him dying.
Yeah. And obviously that's not what we're... I mean, we need to find other ways. That's why I'm saying the prism option is the best one. At least until we can figure out how to fix it.
I feel like either I've missed something or they've missed something as to what the options are.
I have all 3 of the options. I wrote them down, what
There's-
the deposition options are.
Yeah. The spell where we trap you in your own body.
Mm-hmm.
The bit where we kill you, dead. And then the bit where we just kind of leave you do your thing until we're like, boo! And the thing goes...
Okay.
It's
That's-
it's really
Way of
There's
putting
killing
it.
a person, there is pushing it out of them, which they will find another host, and there's locking someone in
Oh,
the
yeah.
prison with the spirit. But that clearly is not, I mean, we wouldn't leave him like that forever.
I
But
think
those are
we're
the
all
3
under slightly
now.
different impressions. The way to get rid of it that I have written down is that it has to be strong enough that it will be hurt when it leaves. Otherwise, it will just find a new host. And in either case, they can either reject it or you can kill the person. So it's kind of 4 options. And in one of those scenarios, it has to be very well entrenched in the person so that it hurts when it leaves. The prison thing was just we don't know what to do, so we could just trap them for a while and hope that
It's still
maybe
an
we
option.
figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's not a way to get rid of it. It won't solve
No,
the
I didn't say it was a way to get rid of it. I was just...
Those are your options now, as
Specifically,
opposed to-
clearly, it's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
way to get rid of it. I said specifically that we could put him in the prison until we know what we want to
Okay.
do. That is what I said like multiple times now.
Still don't want to do it.
Well, the other option is killing him,
Okay.
hurting him. I don't think that's good either.
We can force it out of him or hope that he rejects it in some way. Make it possible like you did with Janet.
How are you going to force it out of him?
Well, it's not us, it's him.
Yeah, and he's not listening.
I don't know. How did you do it with Janet? How did he do it? It's worked once. So far, that's the best option that doesn't involve trapping him in a flesh prison or murdering him.
I look over at Janet.
Okay, you look over at Janet, and she's there like, I don't know. He just... It was something that just cut through the malaise, whatever it was. And I remembered other emotions, and I managed to somehow just sheer force of will, I think.
That seems like the best option. Okay. I've changed my mind. Dad, I'm going with you.
We should all go then if you're going to go.
I don't...
What is your plan when you go?
I am just going to talk to him. I'm going to try and get through to him like he did to Janet.
And what if it swaps to you?
I will stop it from doing that.
How?
I'm really stubborn. What?
We know that we need to make it stronger before this is a good idea. Because otherwise we'll be caught in the same cycle over and over again until it finds someone that we can't help. So if we're going to go this route, or if we're going to go the might have to kill him route, it still needs to be stronger.
Is there
So
a way
either
to
we
protect
wait-
ourselves to make us a host that it doesn't want?
How do we make it stronger?
We make him angry. Just like Janet got sad. Tired.
Okay.
And
Maybe
then
we
what?
should also not do this right now and just pretend everything's okay for a while we try and figure out what to do.
I definitely think that's the better option.
Imogen, Layla, make willpower influence rolls at a -3.
But there's no point in me rolling.
14.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do much. 6.
Ooh. There is a point you're rolling. Like, you could have got 15, which is still, like, 4 successes, but ow.
That was my luck.
It's fair. Fine. I'll wait a couple of days. I can't leave it this long. I can't lose him again.
I think we also know that if there's another one around, then it'll go faster than it did before.
So
What do you
maybe
mean?
you should punch Charity.
No, I think Ned. His eyes went all orange that one time, which is
Oh yeah, and he keeps eating weird stuff.
gluttony.
That might make sense.
Sorry, who's Ned? I missed something.
He's just this idiot from the rugby team.
Yeah, what Barnaby said.
I mean, he is kind of hot. No? Just me?
Just because he's attracted to Violet doesn't negate the fact that he is an idiot.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to be, you know.
Some of us have standards.
Oh.
Then it might switch sides at this rate.
It's not Janet. I assume that was Violet.
That was Violet.
That was Violet, yeah.
Yeah, if that was
Oh, okay,
Janet,
sorry.
Imogen would not
Why
have
is
said
Violet
that.
there? I didn't think Violet was there.
Oh, Violet's there. Violet was the one who
Oh,
drum
we
pointed to
talked
get
to
them the
Violet
book,
and Janet.
yeah.
They were in the room together.
Well,
She was the
Violet
one who
might
found
switch
the book
sides.
because she drum pointed on the test.
Hmm.
For some of us, that standard's like, what, attractiveness 3? Is that what Layla has?
Doesn't Imogen also have attractiveness 3 now?
She does now.
You are a
No,
hot
I'm
couple.
attractiveness too.
Still
not
a
that
hot
attractive.
couple. Like 3 is meant to be like model hot. So Layla's almost model hot, and Imogen is model hot now.
Imogen has gone full Hermione Granger at this point.
Apparently, like fighting demons, beating them up is like a really good workout routine as well. Like you can turn that into workout tape.
Witchcraft is really good for the complexion.
Yeah,
There's a lot of natural herbs involved, so
exactly. It's 100% like organic. Either way, Dadbert agrees reluctantly and goes back to sharpening his axe, patting his baseball bat, checking his equipment. Like he just wants to be ready when the time comes if you need him.
Okay.
right, I'm hitting the books.
Does he
think-
just punch one?
If you think that making him angry will get him out of What do you think that's gonna solve, Imogen?
So Imogen like pulls up the bit in the book. She's like, if the host and the sin aren't, if the sin isn't powerful enough, then it doesn't get hurt when it's kicked out of the host. So it's got to get more powerful for it to actually be stopped. Otherwise, we're just kicking it out to find someone new who we can't necessarily help. We're just prolonging the problem, which is fine if all we want to do is save Robert, but I thought we wanted to fix this.
Yeah. I mean, if we can't fix it, then at least helping Robert.
So we've got to let it get strong enough that when it's kicked out of the host, either because the host dies or because the host rejects it, then it will hurt it. Otherwise, we're just kicking it out to find something new.
By hurt it, do you mean we still have to hurt Robert?
Not necessarily. We didn't have to hurt Janet. She was able to reject it. That's what we're going to try and get Robert to do. But if it's not strong enough when he does that, then the sin doesn't get hurt. It just goes and finds a new host. If it is strong enough, then the sin is gone until, the next millennium or whatever.
If our plan is to make him angry, then we need to get him away from anybody else so he doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, there was some aura thing, so that's probably going to be a problem.
Yeah, what if it makes other people angry?
Yeah.
Basically, Janet, it was kind of like going through molasses, and every time we got closer to you, we just... I don't know how Rob did it, but he was strong enough to get to you. I couldn't. Barnaby had to get thrown out a window.
Wait, what? You didn't mention that part.
Yeah, Robbie threw him out the window.
I got thrown out of a window by a robot.
I'm so stubborn, I won't get affected by Robert.
I was a little bit sad because of the magic.
Yeah, they defenestrated
And I
him.
wasn't really resisting. I got picked up and thrown out a window by a robot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal.
Honestly, I think it was the best option.
Yeah,
I mean, you were able to help us, so it kind of worked out. But
skipping
now
over the
Rob
fact
needs-
that I had to pull a bush out of my ass after that.
Violet also breaks down just giggling.
It was spiky.
Still giggling.
I'm sure that wasn't the thing you actually wanted to pull out, though.
Oh, God.
Kept on going on about butt wrenches.
I didn't ask, was the robot anatomically correct?
Janet blushes furiously at this point. Instantly, her face just basically turns red, the blush extending
I think
like
someone
almost from ear to ear.
At that point, Imogen will go back to reading a book.
Yeah, so will Barnaby.
Imogen goes over and be like, "You've got it upside down."
I'm just really good at reading upside down. And ignoring
Turn the
you.
book the other way.
So, how long would you like to spend doing what? And do you intend to do some sort of confrontation to deliberately make Rob angry?
I don't think we're gonna do that yet. I think
Yeah.
that's step 2 when we have some more ideas.
Okay.
So I'm going to quickly ask Janet, are you okay with just trying to pretend things are normal for a little bit?
I can try.
Okay, I don't want you to get hurt, but we're going to have to pretend.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Maybe you were able to help. I mean, Rob was able to help you. Maybe there's some emotional thing.
I think we're all going to have to be there
At this
for
point,
that.
Violet pipes up. Well, they're sins, so I assume that they're based off emotion. That would make sense. Maybe you have to get the emotions to fight somehow, or maybe an emotion's polarized, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
I kind of get what you mean,
Right.
Violet.
if the opposite of not caring is caring, the opposite of being angry is.
Happiness.
Imogen leaves that there. Everyone responds differently. Possibly either of those. It's worth trying.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna see what I can learn about how people stopped this the first time round, because someone locked them away in heaven somehow.
True.
Which means maybe we can do that. That seems like a
Okay.
big challenge. But maybe they knew something about protecting themselves from it, or poking it out, pulling it out, getting out. You know, like a bush out of Barnaby's butt.
Right. Maybe not quite like that. I guess what do the rest of you guys want to look up?
I'm going to do
Virtue thing.
strength of emotion stuff. See if I can make it. If there's any specific stuff about making it stronger, or weaker, or its reaction to other emotions. Strength. That is my thing that I am researching.
Okay. So, going over entirely, Barnaby, you're planning to cover stuff like strength of the motion, how that would play against it. Imogen, what do you want to do again?
Imogen's gonna see if she can get like some sort of historical related time framing on this, so she can know kind of how to approach, like, what did they do in the past when they faced these, because no one's really faced them for
Okay, and you want to
Ever.
use your books for that.
at least to sort of start triangulating
Sure.
stuff, and then she'll probably end up taking a trip to some place where she knows people who know
Okay.
stuff.
Layla, what about you?
We should probably look into the opposite of them.
You can also just do a generalized research if you want, which will get you general information.
Yeah, I can basically tag team things with Violet and help her look for the kind of emotional stuff. Basically, like what we were talking about, like maybe finding the opposite of what wrath is, etc.
Okay.
Building up on the emotions, how to get them triggered or whatever.
Sure. So specifically, you need to choose. You can tell Violet to do one of them, and you can do the other. Effectively, you can direct her research. You need to either choose whether you're doing the opposite or whether you're going to do the plan, like research the plan of how to make Robert's emotional state higher and try and get it to progress.
Okay, I'll do the emotional state higher, and she can
work
look
on the
up, like,
opposites. Sure.
yeah, the opposites, because
Okay.
that was kind of her. She had mentioned it.
Yeah. So for this role, I need to also know how long you're going to research for. Effectively, you are kind of late, like 11 p.m.-ish on a Friday night. So you can choose to do a few more hours of research, bearing in mind that it's hours, so it doesn't earn as much. Or you can spend, say, the next day, and we can go back in time and, go forwards in time and jump in at like 8 p.m. on a Saturday. So effectively, you had like almost a day. That would be worth a lot more.
Imogen's probably going to take the whole next day to do it.
Yep.
She will reserve one weekend day for studying and one weekend day for researching.
Okay.
I might do this half a day type of thing in order to then try to keep Rob away from everybody else type of thing. Because that probably needs to happen too, right?
Well, you've been seeing less and less of him. He hasn't really been around many people, so I don't know if that would be a major concern for you. If you want to do that, you
It would
can.
definitely be a major concern for me.
Okay, in which case your role would effectively, I'd penalize it
I
by
just saw him like a little bit ago. What are you talking about?
Oh, we did a week skip while he researched, and it was a sort of a montage of week skip. He went to Friday.
Okay, I was not aware of that we went a whole week without seeing Rob. Because that would, I don't think
you
Layla
have
would.
been seeing him, but it's been intermittent and becoming less and less frequent. He hasn't really been
was only
hanging
like-
around you as much.
3 days, because we were on a Wednesday.
Okay, so it's been 3 days then. But it did skip to the end of the week, effectively. So, yeah, if you want to then Imogen make a normal roll for your occult and intelligence. Barnaby, do the same for you. I'll do the same for Violet, and then we'll do Layla's roll after, because Layla's will having penalties and also have other stuff to do on the day. intelligence.
Yeah, we don't have to RP my stuff. I just want to make
Yeah,
it clear
so
that
it'll be
Layla
it'll
would
be
spend
two
time
separate rolls
making
then.
sure
Yeah.
Robert is at least somewhat lulled.
Yeah. So Imogen, you were looking into like a time frame specifically, right?
Yeah, trying to go back to kind of the history of when they popped up and like who or what or when might these things have been happening.
So before there was really a history that was correctly recorded, a lot of your sources come from third or fourth or fifth hand accounts. So the chronology is hard to make out. It seems to be somewhere around maybe 80,000 years ago.
Okay.
Possibly.
We're
We
looking
were
like
talking
early
easily.
hominids pre.
Yes,
history.
we're talking almost and maybe many 6 digits for how long ago it was. This was a time when demons had only just started to be reduced, and you get the feeling from reading through the books that these are true demons it's talking about. True demons being large, being incredibly powerful, almost unkillable by many means. At the same sort of time, it talks about how half-breeds and lesser demons, it's very much using derogatory term, and you start to think that maybe this book was written by a demon. But it starts talking about the fact that...
Looks at the author, Demoness Maximus. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just starts talking about the fact that, like, vampires are technically half-breeds. They're, half human, half demon. Many other demons are as well. And it starts talking about how the true demons are around and then got eventually defeated. It doesn't mention what they were defeated by, but it also talks about the rise of humanity. And at the same point that humanity started to be able to take hold and grow larger, so did 7 emotional-based passions, which are the precursors. These grew and grew and grew, and there was some discord in their ranks. Specifically, 2 of them vied for leadership to an extent. They weren't as in they had a war amongst themselves, but there was definitely disagreement. A third acted out of betrayal, and then they were locked in heaven. And it very much, the source basically ends talking about them very, very quickly. But it does mention how they fed off human emotion, how they warped people around them, how that made them more powerful, and how they started to take over huge swaths and domains. After a big battle, they were then captured. That's about all it tells you of that. But it does give you that key information that there was originally discord within their ranks, and that there was maybe betrayal involved.
So was there 8 and then one of them got shoved up in heaven before the
7.
rest of them?
All it references is the 7 sins, and it says at the end that the sins were then captured and locked away.
Okay.
But it definitely references originally there were 7 sins.
Yeah. So she's gonna kind of zone in on that, like, capturing, and how late did that happen in terms of history? Like, basically, are we looking before any human civilizations or after human civilizations?
Before
Are we
human
pre or
civilizations.
post Mesopotamia?
You are probably circa Mesopotamia. Maybe just pre, from what you can judge. But we're talking before, there was the diaspora of humanity that spread out. You're talking very, very early, not long out of Africa kind of deal.
Okay, cool. Then that's kind of where she's gonna be like, all right,
Okay.
well, now I gotta find out who those people were.
Barnaby, you managed to get... Is that 4 success or is it 5?
I think it's 517.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is, yes, 5.
Yeah, it's a crazy 5 band. Okay. 5 successes is pretty damn good, and you were researching specifically into how the strength of emotion interplays with it. So, again, you find a few references. You also have to use the same book as Imogen at times, which is tough, and the same books that, like, Violet managed to use, because there are probably only in your entire library 2 books that touch on this subject. And with Violet helping you to translate certain parts, because one of these is in Sanskrit, you figure out...
Violet, what does this mean? No, Violet, what does this mean?
She gets very frustrated with you, but you're hot, so it's fine.
It works.
Yeah, she definitely uses the excuse to, like, cozy up to you and, like, subtly, like, try and put her arm around your points. But going through the book, you notice that there seems to be a recurring theme. The sins, also passions, it goes to the lesser demons as well, will be drawn towards people who they are aligned with in emotion, and they will be very strongly drawn to them, depending on the strength of the emotion, but also depending on how embedded that emotion is within their soul. So if you get briefly very frustrated at something, that isn't as tasty, isn't as powerful to them as something that's embedded in your soul that you are long-term frustrated with. Something that is...
They draw that out of you, did they say?
No, they feed on it, and then they will promote it. They will try and feed on that emotion and multiply it throughout the person. The way it's talking about them, it also talks about them as if they don't really have much of a... They're much more like an elemental force. They don't really have a driving consciousness, certainly at the stage it's talking about. It's talking about this early possession stage. It seems to be much more that they are just a very, very powerful emotion that will then feed and multiply that emotion, until the point that the person can only really feel that one emotion. So anytime they would be drawn to react to something, they will probably react with, for instance, anger, the wrath. The more and more they feel that emotion, the more and more they have massive outbursts, and they also break past their normal boundaries, the quicker that the spirit will be able to take hold. Also, depending on the spirit, there are certain other factors. But also, if they are very, very pushed to a very angry point, for instance, with wrath or another aligned emotion, they will be able to break down that barrier much, much quicker. And it will start to become a lot more obvious. And at one point, they will start to spill over. That emotion will then radiate out of the person's body once they have been almost consumed by wrath, or whatever the sin is, and start to spread into nearby people with an aura, which is what happened with Janet. Alternatively, there are things that quench that emotion, but that's about as much as you get from that. But you did reference the strength of an emotion, so that would reference that. Between Layla, you decided to flip to doing a half day. Were you still going to look into the... sorry, I didn't do Violet's. Violet got 16, so she got 4 successes. She found that there are other emotions that do oppose. That's all she finds. Because 4 successes and only a one day time frame, she found that there are other emotions that do oppose, and some are more powerful than others.
Are there other emotions besides the 7?
The 7 specifically varies distinct sins as emotions.
Okay.
There are a wide range, like vengeance itself is an emotion. It's also a subset of several other emotions. And it references the fact that some are more powerful than others, some are more powerful at defeating individual sins than others, and also even a negative emotion can overpower a sin, but it has to be strong enough, and it's also less powerful. So like when you manage to use vengeance, effectively anger, as a driving force to try and dislodge Sloth from Janet, it did work, but it was a much, much harder test because of that, because it is a negative emotion.
Was it just vengeance? Was it not love as well?
It was an element of love, but it was more like, I love you. I'm gonna help someone, like, kill the person who killed your parents. That was the main driving behind that argument, I believe. So you do find that there are ways that emotions can overpower.
Okay.
It does vary very much, though. Layla, right, you wanted to research of half a day, and you wanted to research specifically... What was it again?
I forgot now. It was emotion stuff, because I've been taking all the notes from the other stuff.
Okay.
I think it was the emotions, right?
Okay, sure. If you wanted to research that, give me a roll.
I can't remember now. Does anyone else remember?
You can change your mind if you want. That's fine.
No, I just can't remember now because I was listening.
I don't remember if you actually specified anything.
It was general.
I did. Yeah, it was more general.
Okay, if you do general, if you want.
I think it was specifically about how to use the emotions to make him, to push it out of him or whatever.
Okay, sure.
Like how to make his emotions more intense.
Okay. Specifically, emotions more intense to try and counter wrath in particular, or sins in general.
I guess wrath in particular.
Okay, so this is a specific wrath test, which will be much more specific, but also gain you more stuff. So yeah, if you want to roll that, I'll just decrease the success levels effectively because you're spending a half day. But if you want to just roll a standard occult intelligence.
So occult intelligence plus our library, right?
Yeah, plus the 4.
Okay. 17.
Okay, yeah. With 5 successes, but spending a half day, you find that I have a lot of similar information that is overlapping because you're doing this in tandem with Barnaby and to an extent with Violet, that emotions can overpower the one in the host. There is an extent that it does talk about the fact that the 7 don't tend to overpower each other, but it very much underlines tend to. More than that, it does talk about emotions that are subsets of emotions, that vengeance is aligned with wrath, but can also be aligned with other things, such as pride. And talks about the fact that generally more benevolent, good emotions will be stronger. And then specifically because you were looking for wrath, wrath is very much impulse, taking offense at things. Anything that quenches that or counters that does tend to help. But it doesn't give you any more specifics because this is very esoteric knowledge.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, you have gone through a good chunk of any lore that you'll have in this library on this topic.
Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay, so for the other half day, do you want to just go looking for Rob? Or do you want to, like, spy on him?
yeah.
Like, make sure he doesn't know you're there, but just check he's okay? That sort of thing?
No, I'll go talk to Rob. I basically, every day I'm just going to check on Rob and talk to him. And I am combating him with the most kindness possible, which is probably weird for Layla.
So where do you go look for him?
What?
Where are you going to go look for him? Name me, like, a few places that you can get to within, 2 or 3 hours.
Probably his workshop usually is where I go look for him, because it tends to be where he is whenever he's not. Or, I mean, obviously his dorm in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
In between classes. I mean, basically, we don't have to RP a lot of that. I'm
it's
just
a weekend,
saying
Saturday, so there aren't any classes this Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, during the week and then here. Like, I would have been seeing him every day at least.
Well, for those few days, you have seen him a bit in and out of classes. This, specifically Saturday, when you go look for him at the workshop, doesn't like he's there. You can even if it's locked. I know Layla's so good at that sort of dexterity crime stuff that you get through the lock. You have a look around. There's no sign of Rob. In fact, this morning when you woke up, there wasn't even a sign of him in his dorm.
Can I investigate or something to see where I think he would have gone?
Make me a intelligence. I think this is. What would it be? Intelligence influence?
Notice perception to.
You can try and notice perception. It depends if he's left tracks. It's hard to really find tracks in a school if someone's trying to just not be on the radar, but you can, yeah. So you can use perception influence, perception notice. Notice perception. That's the one.
18.
18. You do find signs that he's been sleeping in the workshop. There is a little cot left there. There's a strangely large amount of food. Like, there's empty, like, steak trays. Like, this, when you get steak with, like, a film over the top from, like, a supermarket or whatever. There's, like, several of those piled up in a bin in the corner. There's several multi-packs of crisps.
Random bite marks are there and things?
Not that many, but you with that score, you probably do find, like, half a wrench.
My assumption is that Robert's been like, don't bite that. Here, eat this.
Yeah. There's
Carry
also,
that
like,
over there.
empty wrappers of Mars bars, etc., and just random crap food that you think that if a teenager had to go and buy food really quick, they'd be like, right, let's go to the garage, and crisps and chocolate bars. Okay, that isn't enough. 5, 6 steaks from the supermarket. Like, it doesn't seem to be planned out. It doesn't seem to be like someone's made meals or anything. It seems like someone went and got just food or available food. And in large quantities, and that is piled into a bin in the corner. Some of it's like across the ground.
So gross. Okay, I have an idea of what's going on with that. Anything else that I can see?
Yes, with that high roll, and you are spending half a day doing this, which for perceiving is quite a long time.
Like, where else would I know that he would go?
You find, I think, because it is 5 successes, you find 2 other things, and I know that Rob is less good at hiding this. Firstly, you find what appears to be some sort of bits of a rocket launcher that looks familiar. It's not like a tube launch rocket launcher, it's like an embedded rocket launcher
Does
from
it look
someone's
like
chest.
Robbie's body?
No, it looks like the rocket launcher from Robbie's body.
Rocket launcher from Robbie's body. Okay.
It's in a cabinet in one of the workshop benches, lying there. A lot of the wires and stuff are disconnected. A lot of the structural framework has been welded away.
Yeah, I open the cabinet and I see this and I'm like, what are you doing, Robert? What are you up to? And then
You also find...
do you see blueprints or anything of something that he'd be working on?
No. You find like pins in the corner of like bits of paper, but the paper that was there has been ripped down. It looks like someone has made a plan and then packed up.
Okay.
You do have a find as you walk back, because effectively that was your other half of the day, so you're going back to go with the team. You see signs that someone has more recently, as in maybe Thursday, been to the house and tried to sneak in during the night. And you know this because you can see footprints down in the grass next to the like little pavement type bit that leads into the house. Like someone was very quietly trying to walk on the grass to make sure their footprints weren't heard. Footsteps weren't heard. They're still there because it rained and it's dislodged and flattened bits of the grass. It looks faint, but Robert isn't the sneakiest person.
Where does it look like the footprints led to?
Back into the Davidson household. Going inside.
From what door? From what window?
They go up to the front door, but he's very much taken off the path as much as possible to get there. The door itself, looking at it, it looks like it was opened with a key. There doesn't see any sign of like a break-in or anything. So probably Robert. Inside, you maybe see slight bits of mud here and there, like someone didn't brush their feet on the mat going in because they didn't want to be hurt again. But they very quickly peter out. It wasn't that muddy. It was just enough that it caught your eye.
All right. Shit. Okay. Cool.
Guys, Layla walks back in.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the ground on the rug.
Hi, Layla.
Hey.
Doing
How's it
research?
I wasn't able to find Rob today. I think he's up to something. I'm afraid.
Oh, he's not built something, has he?
I think he has. In one of the cabinets, he had parts of Robbie's body. Do you think that any of that leftover, like he could have done anything with that, Janet?
Maybe. I barely understood it when I put it together. Rob's really
God,
smart.
scientists. Stop messing with magic you don't understand.
I don't think it works like that, Imogen, but yeah. And never mind. I was going to say something. Imogen has definitely used magic that she doesn't understand. But she's my girlfriend, so I'm going to bite my tongue.
I'm sure Imogen will do that for you.
Or you'll steal it from me, you jerk. I'm trying to have a heartfelt moment with my friend. It's okay, Janet. Just thought maybe you might know. He had some kind of plans. I think he's enacting them, whatever that may be.
I mean, he left the rocket launcher, so that's a good sign, right?
I don't know if he left the rocket launcher. I mean, parts of it. Maybe he took parts of it. Is there...
I feel confident Rob could build a new rocket launcher if he wanted to.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think that's what he'd go for.
Did you guys see him at all here? I think I saw his footprints. I think he snuck in.
That old, like a few days ago, but they're still there.
Yeah, Mr. Davidson, maybe you would remember. It seemed like they're a couple days old.
No, I've seen him around here since Wednesday.
Where did he sneak into? We can see if anything's missing.
Yeah, I'll
he came to
start
the front
looking
door.
around.
Yeah, maybe if you guys see anything.
Sure. I'll look through the... Are any of the books missing, or...?
I don't know.
Imogen meticulously checks the collection.
Willpower plus intelligence minus the number of books, so -4.
That's fair.
And I'm going to check the house.
Wait, willpower and intelligence?
That's memory check.
Oh, okay. I'm just sorry. I'm not used to things being 2 stats. So it's just willpower. Ooh, no. I have no idea.
You like start counting the books and you lose count, and then you start counting the books and you lose count again.
God, we
You're
have
not
so
sure
many
at all.
books. We have too many books. Well, we don't have enough books.
Never.
We'd like
I
to
never
just-
thought I would ever hear her say that.
Barnaby,
She just
what are
gets
you looking for in
distracted and
particular?
starts like writing down a library system to categorize the books.
Could have just used my system, but
Your
oh,
system
yeah.
is the worst.
Are you looking
It's
for
better than
anything?
just counting them.
Impossible to find anything. You did it by randomness, color, topic. It didn't make any sense.
Made sense to me.
Are you looking for anything out of place, as in like a broken window, or are you looking for anything missing?
Yeah. I'm
I'm
looking
looking
for
for
things
more-
missing.
Missing. Okay. Is there anything specifically you want to look for? Anywhere you specifically want to look? Like we've talked about the library already.
I'm going to check the tools, the Watcher tools,
Okay.
and just like ornaments. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, the garage and stuff. Like, I would help with that because I think like that's where Layla's mind
Okay,
is
so
going
between
to.
the two of
I'm
you,
with-
if you can make a things missing is again a memory check, but if you can make me a willpower intelligence,
I don't
this
think
is-
I'm looking for missing because I don't know their house that well, so that makes sense for Barnaby
Yeah.
to do.
I'll do
well,
the.
you have seen a lot of the Watcher stuff because you've been practicing with Dad, but so you can make
Yeah.
that tech. But if you
I,
want to
I think for me more so that I'm looking for more footprints.
okay, it's not just footprints; it could be any sign of like someone sneaking around. But sure, you can make that. If you make me a perception notice check.
I'm going to
Yeah.
willpower mine.
You mean drawing point?
Yep.
You're still like World of Darkness.
Yep.
Ooh, 10.
On carpet,
Probably
now that
harder.
the tracks peter out, it's kind of hard to see anything. However, Barnaby, going through the Watcher's supplies, you had other things in this house. In fact, you've been storing some dangerous magical artifacts here.
Yeah.
Instantly, you remember that.
Oh,
you check.
God, no, I know what he took now. He took the staff.
Please, Robert, tell me what is missing.
I can't remember the name of it, I'll be honest. I've just been calling it the Staff of Screw Imogen, like the Layla chat has in Discord.
Yeah.
It's the Drox Demon's magical staff that reduces the chance of magic working.
That's
I
what.
believe it's
that's-
when you cast magic in its presence, there's a 50-50 chance it will
When you
fail
cast
in
magic
some
at
way.
the holder, 50-50 chance it won't work. If you cast magic in its presence, one is always a miscast.
Okay,
Cool.
that's gone.
Cool. You got a cool pimp hat to go with that?
The pimp hat is also missing.
Of course, yes.
Why do you have one of
magical
those?
pimp hat.
Obvious. It's.
Do you say anything when you figure that out?
So, Imogen,
Yeah.
you haven't been researching any spells to help with this, have you?
Not yet. Why?
Good. That's good.
I mean, there's always
no,
classics
there's.
that I nearly killed Rob with once.
Oh, yeah, that
then
might
the
be
other
what
one I
he's
needed to
thinking
do.
of. Because the stuff of my other
Imogen
dad is gone.
contains every ounce of her self-will in this moment, which is not a small amount. Is what? Where is it?
I think Rob has it.
Yeah. Rob's got it.
All right. I'm gonna get my hands on it, and I'm gonna set it on fire, and then
I don't think
I'm
you
gonna
can
set him on fire,
like that.
and then I'm gonna put it out.
Okay, how are you going to do that though? Because we know magic doesn't work around this thing.
Where's that cage spell you had?
I just hide it in my pocket.
I'll work around it.
I think that'll affect you too, Violet. Basically, it makes it so that you can't use magic in a certain area.
Yeah, I know. Their father and me, I've seen it before.
Did you have relations with him?
We went on one date.
And what happened after the date?
Was it a good date? Demon's date?
Drox Demon's date?
Yeah, I thought they just stole babies and then that's how they reproduced.
There's more to their lives than that.
He did spend most of it talking about baby eating, but yeah.
There's a lot to say.
Like a lot of relationships.
Like different methods of preparation?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
Right,
Apparently
I've got some things to work around.
is-
Janet, you might be the best one to help us on this, I think. And if Robert will listen to anybody, it's probably going to be you.
I can try. But you spent more time with him. You're his friends. You've been through thick and thin with him. Surely you can.
Yup.
And that's why we know how dangerous he can be.
I think we'll be okay. We'll need your help, but we can do this, right? And the staff doesn't stop punching, so there's that.
Yeah, but what has he built?
I
But
don't know.
doesn't he have like that really cool armor that does stop punching, right?
Yeah.
Won't stop Layla punching.
I might have... Well, he got the extra part of the suit.
What would an angry, magic-resistant teenager build to kill his friends?
A nuke? A rocket?
No, he's too smart. He would do something that wouldn't necessarily kill anyone who doesn't want to. Nuke's too dangerous.
And a rocket launcher might explode or catch someone like Janet.
I swear he was trying to get a rocket launcher before.
Yeah. Like a mech suit? Like an angry mech suit?
He already has one. You think he's trying to make it even more? Maybe he's added a rocket launcher to his mech suit.
I could see that.
Maybe he's added a rocket launcher to the rocket launcher.
It launches rockets that launch more rockets.
Violet nods
I
emphatically.
could see him be interested in that, but I think he'd have to have the first part first. Okay. The rockets in Robbie, were they powered by something?
He ingested different substances that would get utilized to effectively create more rockets. They're just a chemical rocket, nothing fancy.
What was the chemical that you used?
Basically, he'd have to consume things like bleach or things that contain ammonia to get enough. Oh, okay.
I don't think he would do that. Okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
How do we find out where he's gone?
I don't know. That's why I ended up here.
Okay.
I don't know. Where else would he go to build whatever he's building? Janet, do you know of a place?
No, as far as I always know, he always spent time at the workshop.
Yeah, I didn't see him in there. He's definitely been spending time there, though. And I think Ned's been eating him in and out of house.
There's a couple of places I want to try.
Okay.
First is Janet, your old lab. I don't think he'll probably be there because it exploded. But there's also that one place where he built a giant tower to let me talk to my boyfriend. And
You think
if
he went
there's
there?
anything...
Sorry. Did you have like bad reception?
Yeah,
I
it turns
kind
out
of did.
really hard to get a call into heaven.
Also, I think it might
Wait,
have been
what?
the
You
reason.
called James?
Yes. He did a really nice thing for me. And
I
it's
think it
gone really
might have-
badly.
Caused what's happening.
I mean, if you want to go out there tomorrow and have a look around, I can come with. Maybe he's got more super science stuff out there. I can look for that.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
So if you're going to go out and have a look at the tower, I'm actually going to stay here and like not go tramping around a field. I can look at books.
This is Violet or
Yeah,
Janet.
it's Violet.
Actually, Violet, we might end up taking a trip to the alley if you wanted to come with me.
Oh, yeah, I'm down for that. We could go shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, we might also need to stop into a museum. I'm not sure if they've got anything from Mesopotamia.
What do you need something from Mesopotamia for?
There's not many museums there. It's mostly shops.
No, I meant the museum in town.
Oh.
I've got an idea, but I'm not sure it's going to work.
What's your idea?
Well, I figure the people who are going to know how to stop the thing are the people who stopped it in the first place. So I want to go see how they did it.
Okay.
This sounds
I
like a
guess
fun
I'll
field
go
trip.
to Janet's old lab. See if he's there. I'll just sneak around. I won't engage him. Probably best not to poke the bear, I guess.
Okay. So with that, next day, Barnaby, are you going to the old phone call to heaven site?
Yeah, I would suggest Layla. I would join Layla because I want to check out the
You can probably do
pool.
both in one day. It's quite easy.
Yeah. So I'll go with Layla if she agrees.
Oh, you want to do all of that together? The pool
Yeah,
plus
both.
the...
Yeah,
Yeah,
Janet will
okay.
probably come with you for both as well because she's a good one if you can get into the old lab, and also if there is any super science stuff at the phone call to heaven, anything left,
Yeah.
she can also identify that.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
we can group up instead of separating.
Which one do you want to do first?
Pool. I would suggest pool.
Okay.
Yeah, pool's fine.
So you pull up to the pool. Janet's in the back, Layla's in the front. It seems to be open. There's people swimming.
What, in a giant bomb dent?
No, in a pool.
Like a
There's pool
crater?
there. No. You never saw any sign of the explosion. You just heard a rumble and a...
Oh. I just kind of assumed the entire place went up. Janet, do you think you can get back into your place?
I thought you said that you destroyed it.
Well, there was a bomb that went off in there, so yeah. But also,
Did you bring your swimming trunks?
I don't need swimming trunks.
I'm pretty sure they're going to need you to have swimming trunks.
I'm sure they sell them inside.
Buy them? Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Shall we?
All right. Does that mean we're going to have to sneak into the boys' bathroom?
Can I see if Imogen nicked Barnaby's card before he tries to use it?
Sure.
She
Roll me
definitely would
a
have.
crime dex. Barnaby, roll perception notice.
It's just important real fast. She probably didn't succeed.
Well, I only got one more than you.
I didn't get
But
any
you got a
successes.
success. Layla got a fail. So instead of actually getting your pocket, like she
Layla,
fails completely.
Imogen.
Imogen, earlier in the day, like we're going to smash cut back half an hour before you set off. As you're going out the door, you feel Imogen's hand like brush past your thigh.
I ignore it because that's normal.
Okay.
She takes your card. If you don't stop her.
Well, no, you
I'm like,
failed, so
oh,
you don't manage to
oh,
take the card. You can try again, though.
Oh,
No, I would just assume she bumped into me. Like, oh, okay, yeah. See ya, Imogen.
You can roll again if you want, Imogen, but he'll get a plus to notice again.
Barnaby, can I take your card with me to the alley?
I don't have any cats.
Yeah, they take kit coin now.
I have kit coin?
There's a good exchange rate on pounds.
God, I hope so. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so half an hour
I
forwards.
never use my own resources. I don't need them.
Barnaby,
Imogen
you don't
needs
have
them
your
for
card on
buying
you.
books. Okay.
I just needed to clarify whether or not she had your money. The trick is you can have no money and resources if you have high persuasion and willpower.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fact of life.
So you gave your card to Imogen, right? How are we gonna... Have you got any money on you?
I've probably got, like, a few notes. Yeah.
Roll me, like, 1d50.
Oh, damn it.
I feel like he would have some on him.
Yeah, because it's not... It's
Like he has a quality.
It's the 90s. No one uses that.
Yeah, no
stuff
one uses
I have
cards.
17 pounds.
Plus
People
20,
write
you've got
checks
37
in the
pounds.
90s
That's-
still.
that's
You can go to
enough
the grocery
cover
store
three
and write a
singles.
check.
That is true.
That's true, but I'm not sure he would have a checkbook on him. I know no teenagers who carried around their checkbooks. I know they all had
I
them.
did.
Really? Wow. Barnaby, yeah, you 37 quid, which does cover it. Just, but you don't have any other money.
Fuck for that.
I thought you were just gonna go in your knickers.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Charisma your way through it.
My knickers are my charisma.
So are we gonna go in?
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you all buy swimming suits, swimming trunks,
I could also
bikinis,
always steal
whatever.
some.
You go into the swimming pool, at least the area, and you notice the shower is still there, but it seems to be out of order. There's, like, tape across it preventing anyone getting into the actual shower itself. Having a look in, because it's only, like, half surrounded by, like, tiles, you notice that the floor is kind of broken, that some of the tiles have shattered, and that some of them have come away from the concrete, like, flooring behind them. The shower head is, like, off the wall, hanging down. A few of the wires are, like, obvious from where, like, a power relay is just blown out. Doesn't seem that anyone's getting down there.
Oh no, tape. How do I get past? And I just duck under.
Is there any other way to get in here besides this?
No, it was meant to be secret, so I...
Okay.
Barnaby, roll a crime dex.
Crime
Yeah,
dex.
I'm gonna do the same. 15.
14.
Yeah, no one notices you duck under the tape. Janet isn't going to, because she's afraid of breaking the rules, so she's going to stay on the other side. But you are now standing in the middle of a broken shower area. The tiles are broken. The concrete flooring is visible underneath.
This thing twisted. How...
How do we activate this, Janet?
Janet, get in here.
Janet.
She pulls out, like, a ring that she's still got on and, like, twists it around her finger a few times. Nothing happens. I think you might have... The bomb might have broken the lift.
Well, yeah, but all we need to do is just get past this floor. And then we can just, like, climb down.
I should probably install a backup ladder.
How do we get past the floor?
A drill?
I like hold up my fist. It might be a bit loud. We might need to come back later.
Whatever. They're just going to see some girl punching the floor. Do it.
Bear in mind that this isn't like D&D. Your fists aren't immune to the fact that you are hitting something with that much force. Like, you will break your fist if you punch concrete. You are still human. Bear that in mind.
I don't know. Is there anything else in the area? I could like rip off that shower head or something and use it.
You could try. There are people in the pool, like literally a few meters away from you. Like, this is not subtle. This is the middle of the day at a busy pool. You can. I'm not going to stop you if you want to.
Okay, so you're saying that people can see us from where we
They
are.
can't quite see you because you snuck in quite well, but people walking past would be able to because it's only half enclosed, and people could definitely hear you.
Okay.
The check was to make
Maybe
sure
we
that
should
the
come back
lifeguard
later.
couldn't see you.
I don't know. I think it'd be too loud.
I'm gonna look at the electronics and see if there's a way I can get the thing to move somehow.
Cool.
Let's use your investigation skills.
No, make a Mr. Fix-It intelligence check.
Okay, that's +4. Drama point.
You can't spend a drama point
14.
on this.
Huh?
I'm gonna refuse as GM for you spending a drama point on this because it's for your own good. You can if you desperately want to, but I'm advising you not to.
12.
These electronics are advanced, but it is only like what appears to be a relay to relay a signal. You touch something together, there's like sparks, and then something burns out. There's a smell of melted plastic. It appears that whatever is on the other end is definitely busted.
Barnaby just starts jumping up and down a little bit, seeing if he can get the lift to move.
I don't think that's gonna work. Let's just go to the tower and then come back here later at night.
Okay.
No one else is around?
Fair enough.
Okay.
We probably should have done it in the other order. I didn't realize the pool was gonna be open.
If you go to the area with the lightning tower, what are you looking for particularly?
Rob.
Okay, perception notice.
$13. Oh,
So
he's all
3
right.
successes.
Snap.
There is no sign of Rob here. But in the middle of the field, roughly where the lightning tower was, he did disassemble it afterwards. There is a smaller area with dead grass.
Like something was there. What's it in the shape of?
It seems roughly circular. It's probably about 1.5 meter radius.
Oh. I'm gonna go up and check in the area.
Yeah, no, I basically... Janet, do you know what this would be from?
It could be like a lightning strike or anything, but it doesn't seem to have been burned. I'm not sure.
There was a lightning strike, right?
Yeah, lightning struck the tower a few times to power it up.
Yeah.
If you step into the area, please make me perception notice again.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we would. Because we're like looking at it. 18.
Barnaby, you
9?
step in. This is just there's like not even grass here in places. No. Layla, as soon as you step in, you feel the hairs stand on end on your arms. There's something. You're not sure what, but there is something like maybe like a small charge or something, maybe like a very slight breeze that you can't even really detect, but something is here.
I feel like something's here. Do you feel that?
Don't know what you're talking about. I think Rob's probably somewhere else.
No, there's something here.
Do you want to dig it up?
You think it's below it? Does it look like the ground has been, like the dirt has
Disturbed
been...
in any way? No. No, it seems to be in a left fallow. The field is just effectively grass, with this small area just having grass become less and less dense as it goes inwards towards this, 2 meter wide, just bit of ground. Doesn't seem to be any movement in the ground whatsoever, other than normal earthworm tracks around the edge. Nothing in the center at all.
I really wish I had those glasses Rob has. And does Janet see any, like, because she was here to look for any super science stuff?
She sees no signs of any super science stuff. Specifically, she'd have to see something, and it just appears to be a field. So as far as she is aware, there is just a field in front of her.
I don't know what I can do, so I guess I'll just, like, kind of feel around and maybe, like, feel the ground and feel the space to see if I feel like, because I think there's something there. I just can't see it. So maybe it's
Perception
like
notice.
invisible.
It doesn't have to be
I
like
don't know.
something. It can be there is something like there's a feeling. There is a something. There is something extraneous that is going on.
Yeah.
It's a field. It's Earth. No, you don't feel like there's nothing like an object hidden or anything. This is just a field.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it's not a physical thing, but I feel something here.
Okay. This might not be related.
Maybe not. Or maybe we like ripped open something and this is where everything came from.
Yeah. Well, not directly related to Rob, though.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think we're running out of time to find him. So...
This is like up on top of a hill type of thing, right? So we can like
it's
see
towards
down.
the top of the
We
hill.
can see the
Yeah.
city below.
Well, you can see the small town. It's not particularly large. Yeah, you can definitely see over it.
City or the town. If we look down at the town, can we see anything out of the ordinary?
Perception notice again.
$12. It just keeps getting lower.
It appears to be the town on a normal Saturday.
Can I look down?
Sure. It appears to be the town on a normal Saturday. So with that, we're going to cut to Imogen and Violet going to the demon shopping dimension, as you have named it. Do you want to just go straight to there? Do you not want to do anything in the bar or anything? Are you okay jumping straight to there?
She's just gonna go straight there.
Okay, so we're going to open back up as a wall closes behind you. Ching, 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 tsh. And you're now surrounded by different people, demons of shapes and sizes. One walks past with like grey, wrinkled face with like 3 nose slit pairs, each down below the other, and a crown of horns around the top. Off to one far end, there's what appears to be a carapaced red third elephant of some description, but its trunk ends in a bitten
She
maw.
waves. They've met before.
It waves its trunk a little bit. There are what appear to be vampires going around with bumpy foreheads. There's someone very good looking with their hair having bits of kelp out of it as they walk around looking at what appear to be cuts of meat. There is a menagerie of different people, and there is a lot of talking, chatter. Where do you want to go?
Just gonna go to Roz.
Okay. You know where that is. It's relatively close. You go down.
Spent a while
for
there.
a few minutes. Yeah, you take a left, and instantly you're out front of Ra's Emporium. The front glitters. There seems to be a slight gleam, like things have been maybe touched up, slightly more shiny. Possibly you did that when you were here. And
Learn prestidigitation.
yeah, basically, he did seem you love cleaning spells, strangely. The front displays several magical items and textbooks of different kinds. The glass itself seems to be shimmery, translucent, almost as if it's not glass, which you probably do know is part of the security charm that wards the place. As you walk in, there is a ding, 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 without any bell actually on the door. And instantly, Ra appears in long, silken red robes, majestically embroidered with gold. There! Imogen! Violet, it is lovely to see you again! You had to run away because your friends had some problems, right? But are you back to study, or are you here just shopping?
I'm actually here to see if you might be able to direct me to some information, or might have the information. Our friends are in a lot of trouble.
That seems to be pretty normal.
Well, yeah. Do you know about the passions? There's 7 of them.
Make a willpower influence roll.
I've got to find my macros. $18.
Also, make me a perception. Is it perception influence? Or is it notice influence? Perception. I think perception's a stat, right?
4.
Noticing social tells and cues.
Yeah, I think it's perception influence is what we were doing.
Yeah, perception influence.
Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. I added the wrong modifier. That should be a 14.
Okay, 14. 3 successes. Stony-faced. No real reaction, but intrigue is definitely there. You are talking about the sins?
Yeah, I think that's the colloquial name for them.
They might know. Why are you asking in particular?
Well, turns out they were trapped in heaven, right? That was the whole thing went down prehistory, long time ago. And something let them out.
I will keep the 3 successes for the perception notice. Notice influence. As soon as you say something let them out, something changes in the face very briefly. It's like you see a mask flicker. Like there is something that... just a flash of emotion, a flash of something that is quickly then put back in place. That is worrying?
Yeah, because they're more powerful than demons. I don't actually think demons would want to have to deal with them. Unless they particularly like being subjugated.
Well, what do you tend to call demons are more hybrids, half-breeds. True demons, a lot more powerful. Sins, less so, more primordial emotions. They are not as thinking, only if they manifest.
Yeah, that's already happened.
No, if a sin had manifested, you would probably know it. That'd be, hellfire type thing, apocalypse.
Oh, well then we don't want that to happen.
Probably not. It would be bad for business.
So I'd like to stop that from happening. And, well, so far, from what I can tell, only one group of something managed to actually stop it by trapping them back in heaven. And I want to know how they did that. First person.
I know of the knowledge you seek. It is very rare, and it is very particular. Now, I'm always happy to help, but I do run a business, and there is always a cost.
Is this a monetary thing or a favor thing?
Or this is more like a pact thing.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means that, firstly, I would need your word, your promise that you wouldn't interfere with my business in this regard, but I could tell you some more stuff.
I need a way more specific contract than this regard. Or I suppose I could use that to my advantage.
Well, let's just say that I know exactly of what you're looking for. And I know of what you need in this regard. But
you know exactly what I'm looking for, as in you can let me relive someone's memories.
That seems an awfully circuitous way to go around things.
So you have the information on how they trapped the passions in heaven?
Oh, I do. I have that information.
You have them, or you know the person who has them?
Let's just say I know where to find that information. On hand, so to speak.
So do you want to deal with them manifesting, or do you want me to deal with them manifesting?
It would be less good, but I need at least your promise, your word that you will not interfere with my business.
So long as your business doesn't interfere with mine.
Yeah, let us call that good enough. So, a very long time ago, at this point, the walls begin to darken, everything seems to disappear until you're left kind of in a dark, shimmering cloud of black smoke. But you can see each other perfectly fine, as if you were overlaid on top of it. There were the 7 sins, and as you know, they each have slightly different temperaments. Pride was obviously a bit of an asshole. Wanted all the other sins also to look up to them. Being very prideful even extended that far. Envy was a little bit envious of the other sins. Now, one of them felt differently. One of them took umbrage with the fact that Many of the sins wanted things for themselves. They wanted people to love them, people to love them physically, things to eat, anger, followers, whatever it was. They wanted these emotions to be theirs and theirs alone.
So there were 8.
No, not exactly. One of them was quite different. Greed is all-encompassing. While pride may want people to love them, greed also wants that, because that is a thing. That is the thing that greed wants because it is there. Greed wants it because it exists. And while you may have things like gluttony, who are, let's say, out of fashion, at least for us, not so much in Africa, gluttony still definitely got its way there. Gluttony wants food, and wants excessive amounts of food, or at least sustenance in some manner. Greed also wants that, because food is a thing, and that is belong to greed. So, many, many millennia ago, greed made a deal. Greed would be allowed to remain free. In exchange, greed would hand over the other 6, and let them be stored for eternity. Now, a manifested greed would also be less good for business. It would, much like a manifested one of the other 7, it would cause problems. It would stop development, and greed is smarter than the rest. Greed wants the long-term profit. Greed wants all the things. So, greed found people who would be helpful. People of power, and it possessed them. And then it got to the stage where it is almost manifest, but it held itself back deliberately so it could have more things. And a while ago, greed came through one of its many disciples. They eventually burned out, but they survived quite a while. To a lovely Fae-type realm. There were trees, there was grass, there were singing hummingbirds. And greed put down a giant shopping mall. And he starts gesturing around, and you suddenly find yourself in the middle of a crowd, and it is the shopping dimension that you currently are in. Humans are not the only source of emotion. Hybrid demons still have part of that human in them, and they can feel emotion. And every single one of the shoppers here partakes in greed. Yourself, Imogen, you are quite the paragon of greed.
I'm sure I've got a few other things going on.
Probably, but you are more greedy than most. Now, this went on for quite some time, and humanity eventually earned itself a fairly reputation as a greedy species. In fact, the entire world is run by greed now. Do you not worship money and power as a people? Even to an extent, you worship love, and a monopoly on love is also a powerful monopoly. That is a greed.
Can talk about capitalist issues at another time.
And then, of course, a long time ago, greed found, this would probably be almost a millennia, not quite by your standards, found a somewhat powerful warlock in mainland Europe, made the deal, and ever since then been going around pushing certain regimes. Napoleon getting a slight control of everything, trying to behind the scenes facilitate certain greedy actions. Then, of course, there was the Tsar and his wife. That didn't go as well as I expected. There were certain issues there. And then, of course, it seemed at the turn of the century that maybe the monarchies were done with. You know, people were overthrowing Tsars and all that. It was problematic, let's just say. So then I popped up to Germany. There was, of course, massive deficit there. People were poor. Definitely a right place to take hold is greed. Found an unassuming political party. Pushed them to power. That did not go as well as I expected. That Hitler dude, not a nice fellow. Not a nice fellow at all.
It's a bit pot kettle thing going on here. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Well, you've met me already. All I do is facilitate greed. In exchange, I get power, I get life, and I get a certain amount of, well, let's just say fun.
So you'd be happy to have the other ones locked up again?
They would definitely impinge upon my business.
So, how do we do it?
I can give you some help. Firstly, there are 7 stages to manifestation. The first 2 stages are a bond, where it starts to influence the emotion of the subject. Then there's possession, where it starts to actually insert itself into the host. The 5th and 6th are a manifest possession. That is where the emotion is vulnerable. If you then were to, say, destroy the host, it would also scatter the sin. It would be, for all intents and purposes, dead for at least several millennia. Not as much problem for you, more of a problem for me. If it gets to the 7th stage, then that is the point where let's agree that your dimension would be well and truly fucked. That's the point where whoever it was in ceases to be a person.
So stage 5 and 6.
Yes, that is the manifest possession stage.
Yeah, I know this part. You're not helping me yet.
If I did not know better, I would imagine you would be very prideful there.
I don't think
you've
you
got
know
the
me very
whole-
well.
No, you've got the whole crippling insecurity thing going on underneath. It's quite cute. Don't worry, Imogen. I do not want to make you feel bad. I understand that you have all this emotional turmoil and angst going on. It is lovely. We were all teenagers at one point. Do not worry. You should have seen a teenage Creed. Really angsty. Lot of emotion.
Passions for teenagers.
This is more a metaphor. In the early stage, we had all this internal fighting and turmoil. I believe that, from what I understand, the other 6 are less angry at each other now, more just keen to work together.
Yeah, it's funny how common enemies will do that. Make even
that
people
is
who
very
hate
subtle.
each other
You're
want to
talking
work
about us.
together.
Sorry.
She looks very directly at Violet.
Violet's there just now very quiet, like, okay, this is a bit over my head. That is an easy way to get rid of them. Destroy the person. Kill them. They're attached to the soul. As soon as the soul leaves, they are dead.
Yeah, it's a bit problematic to go on a murderous rampage these days.
No. You just need to kill the 6 people. It's not really a rampage. That's more like a spree.
We can disagree. We can quibble about that, but that sort of starts falling into kind of, murderous territories. That is still somewhat problematic.
Okay, well, that is true. Like I said,
I'm gonna be very, very gentle with you on this. I'm not really gonna trust your own personal moral compass here, assuming that you started, mass genocides.
I was very unhappy with that. Very much so. Like, again, greed. Wanting people. People dead, not as much greed.
Yeah, but you can want more things. That doesn't make any sense, because if you're actually greedy, you'd also want more things to be dead. You'd want to collect everything.
Sadly not the domain that counts for us. Death is held by different people. The powers that be do not allow that. Yes.
Just write something down about, let's go talk to death at some point? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
You've already met one death.
I assume they were more like fates than they were death.
One of the fates holds a domain of death.
Yes. Well, there we go. Are there horsemen involved? Never mind. Different question later on.
Well, put it this way. Your entire realm is in peril unless you kill them. That you can probably do.
No, we've already found other solutions.
You want to reach out and fix them in that way.
I want to know if there is other solutions.
Well, you know that there are the solutions you have. You can get rid of the
Yes.
problem that threatens the entire world.
We don't like them, so looking for more.
Okay.
You should understand that, wanting more things.
You don't have a way with your arguments there, Imogen.
Where is something?
Okay, here's the deal. Firstly, I am still me. I am still Ra. A person.
So like stage 4?
No, more like stage 6.9. Like,
Where's the
greed
aura?
deliberately does not... Pardon?
Where's the aura?
I think you're living in the entire dimension of my aura.
That's impressive.
I have been here a while, and we have found ways to channel that. Either way, I have to admit that you have a certain point, and you are a particular interest to me. I would not have wanted you to work here unless that was the case.
She just like looks at Violet at this point. She's like, what is it with demons and me? What do I have an aura?
I mean, you are kind of hot. You
That
more
was
than
the-
you used to be. When we met, you weren't as hot. Oh, okay.
And that's when you still is there something about me? Oh, is it because I'm actually a terrible person?
Well, being a terrible person or not is really not my jurisdiction to say. I feel that I am not the one to judge on that one.
That'd be pride.
I do not care about the other six's dominion. They care about each other's and they stay out of their business. I think I want all of them, and therefore they are mine.
You don't have them if they're in heaven.
That would be the other part of the bargain. What is more important than having an agreement to take away the sins and having them out of your control than having them for yourself? The other part of the bargain is I can make you stronger. I can help you out. I can tell you some weaknesses. But in exchange, I want them. And I want to... As a side effect of helping you, you would be marked. You'd still get to be Imogen. I am still Ra.
But I'm gonna be like a greed minion.
Yeah, not really minion.
What does it do? What is the point of it?
Well, by infusing you with some power, it would also make you slightly more greedy. That is a side effect. It's not like no one would actually notice the change when they think you are already pretty greedy, let's be honest.
Rude.
You did try and steal your friend's credit card earlier today.
Yes, because it's easier than asking.
See? Greed. Hey, you can ask and be greedy as well. If you get stuff by asking, that's still getting stuff.
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
That is fine. I do not mind waiting. I've been waiting for many millennia.
All right. Thanks for your help. I'm gonna go buy something to make myself feel better. Oh, god damn it, that's just you! She just storms out.
I was going to say, as soon as you stormed out, that if you hadn't said that, then you would have to do some sort of impulse shop if you didn't make a pretty hard willpower test.
I don't. And she just like paces for a while and then probably eventually buys, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to buy gifts for everyone. It's just going to be for other people. She buys things for Layla and Barnaby. And she's like, Violet, what do you want? I've got a credit card and it's burning a hole in my pocket.
Violet points at a necklace. That is pretty. I want it.
Is it
I need
magical and or super expensive?
It is magical. It's relatively expensive.
Okay, how about this one? And she points to one that's just pretty.
What about this one? She points to another one which is less pretty, but is slightly magical.
What does it do?
This one gives you +1 acrobatics.
Imogen wants that. Okay.
It has
no,
side
if I
effects.
can have it, you can.
She's like, sure, and she takes it and gives it to herself.
It has side effects.
Oh God.
Which are not listed on the card, of course, because Demon Dimension, they don't have, like, certain laws about what you need to display and not.
She takes like a deep breath and she's like, you know what? Let's just get ice cream.
Can we get a lot of ice cream? I really need stuff.
Yeah. We can get the good stuff. We can get gelato. And then she goes and buys gelato. And she comes back.
You buy a lot of ice
Got a
cream.
cone for Barnaby. And
No,
one
I
for
want
Layla.
gelato.
Okay, by the time you get back, Layla and Barnaby have probably been there for like 5 minutes, so you're just beginning to settle in as Imogen and Violet, a little bit flustered, very much carrying a lot of ice cream and like some miscellaneous trinkets that were very cheap, and just random tat and some bags that I think you bought presents, right? They're probably like gift wrapped as well.
Yeah.
And by the way, the gift wrapping is like they are wrapped with a bow inside a bag with like confetti and stuff, inside another bag which is bigger and has flower petals in, which is then wrapped up and placed inside a box.
What the fuck is this gift wrapping? And she has been like intentionally keeping the gelato cold using the ice spell.
I love it.
It's like
yes.
So
So she
they're
walks in, her
slightly
hands
too
are
cold.
steaming with this just water vapor that's just cascading off the cold.
I got you ice cream.
Thank you.
Why?
If they don't want their presents, I'll have the presents. No.
I also got you presents. Here's your card,
If you
Barnaby.
don't like them, I'll have them.
Thanks.
What happened? Layla knows. Imogen eating ice cream means something bad.
Raya's greed.
Are you kidding me?
No, he started this whole thing. And
What do
then
you
he was like, if you want, I can mark you and you can become my demon sidekick.
Wait, hold up.
It's like the
Rewind.
second time.
What do you
Yeah,
mean
you're already
he-
a sidekick?
Started this.
I'm not a
He's
sidekick.
what?
Looks at Layla like,
Imogen telekinetically shoves the ice cream in Barnaby's face.
I'm
Sidekick
gonna have to
that.
figure out how to do that so I can flip your books or whatever.
I don't know what it is about demons, but it's the second time someone's been like, come join our evil cult.
Again? What? What do you mean he started this?
And then she goes into the explanation about what happened. There's less of a PowerPoint slide, but she does occasionally like probably minor illusion like things. So in conclusion, he is greed. Greed is apparently the best of them and was smarter and said, you know what, if I just trap all of them in heaven, then it works out great for me. And so he's been being great greedy all this time. And it was like, if you bring them to me this time, and so I can have all of their power, which sounds like a terrible idea, I will also allow you to become one of my greed minions, but it's totally not a minion thing.
How is he going to take all their powers?
Yeah, is he going to kill them?
I have no idea. But he said he could tell me a way to do something different than the other two solutions that we've got if I guess specifically, agree to bring them to him. So I suppose I could agree to this and then you could stop me somehow. But that would probably end poorly for me.
I think that's a bad idea. I don't think we want to make him more powerful. He's been here this whole entire time?
He's been here for millennia.
That's insane.
That's like thousands of years.
Also implicated himself in pretty much every major conflict in history, which seems desperately problematic, and we probably should do something about him.
Yeah, maybe. I think we've got a lot on our plate right now.
Well, maybe you shouldn't put so much ice cream on your plate. No, I'm just kidding.
I like ice cream.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
definitely-
don't know what to do.
But maybe we deal with Rob first.
Okay.
You can't make that deal, Imogen.
That's like plan C. I look
Open up
through the door. I check the door.
There is... yeah, you've met Ra. Ra's standing outside.
Have I met Ra? Oh, I met Ra for
Very
like
briefly.
5 seconds when he
Yeah.
disappeared all the stuff in the witch's shop.
And Imogen, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're the guy that made my friend disappear.
Do you open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. He's standing there with, like, a couple of boxes. No, yes, I am. I decided to bring you some things and to see if Imogen had made a decision. Do you mind if I come in?
She's been here like 5 minutes.
Clearly, patience is not one of his virtues.
If we don't let him
time.
in, can he not come into your house? Is this like the vampire thing?
I am not a vampire. I'm a person. Hello.
He's still technically human, and she uses air quotes.
Yeah, just as much as you are. Tries to take his hand off the box, carefully has to rearrange them. Human. Do you mind if I come in?
I look at Imogen.
It's your house.
Okay, so he's not gonna like do something weird. Okay, yeah, come in.
Your entire realm is infested with greed anyway. It's not like I'm going to do anything. I'm quite happy with the state of affairs. He walks in, puts the boxes down on the coffee table. Right, yes, I brought you a couple of things. If you need them. They are loners. They will need to come back. If they do not come back, then you don't know what to find out. He begins opening the packages.
Do you not have like an auto retrieval spell or something?
Yes, let's just say that I also punish people who steal from the shop as well.
Do you have a due date slip for me?
Let's just say a week.
Okay.
I'm like looking at Imogen like, what? No.
Pulls out a very curved, it's a blade, double-edged, with no real guard. It just ends immediately into a hilt. It seems to be one-handed, and it has small notches in places. There you go. I believe that this might be of some use to you. It is very
What the hell
sharp.
is that?
What are we gonna do with that?
Well, if you need to kill the sins, it might be of use to you.
We could just use a normal knife.
This one is particularly sharp.
We could. What is it before we use it?
Do you have like a book you do not like?
No.
He turns around like to Barnaby. Do you have a book you do not like?
Yeah.
Do you hand him a book? He's like puts his hand out. What book do you give him?
I'm trying to think. What books don't I like? I don't know, just like an empty diary or something.
Is it like is it Harry Potter? You're like not even accurate.
Yeah, yeah, it's Harry Potter.
So you hand him a first edition Harry Potter and the Philosopher's
Yeah.
Stone, and he takes it in one hand, gently puts the tip of the blade on it, and just moves his arm. There's no real force. You can see that like there's no effort being put in, and the book just cuts in half almost to the back. Like I said, pretty sharp. Puts the blade back down, and this time puts the book back together roughly. There's a slight glow, and there's some chanting, and he just chucks the book over back at Barnaby. It's fixed.
Barnaby chucks it away. Like, I'm not gonna need that. It's Rob's.
It was Rob's book all along.
Now, they also bring a couple of other things. He pulls out like some small like Russian nesting dolls. You're probably less interested in the actual charm on those and more interested about the fact that if you're using it for a good cause, feel free to drain the power from them.
I'm not gonna be your minion.
I did not even want you to be my minion. I just want to promote greed. This world has plenty of it already.
Then you don't need me.
It's fair enough.
So if you're giving us any of these things on that,
No, these things are so
Contingency.
that I can help you defeat the other 6. I don't want to let them run around. Now, you have ways to defeat them. You can kill them. You, I think, know of other ways as well. If you want maybe some help in actually killing them and keeping your friend alive. Now,
How
that's
dead does the person need to be?
pretty dead. If their soul
Like-
remains, it stays. Their soul needs to fully depart the body.
Oh, okay.
Like in fully depart. I'm sorry. This is not vampires we're talking about.
I just needed to check before we went that route.
That is fair. It's intelligent. I like you. Either way, like I said, you have ways to kill them. If you want to keep your friend alive and have slightly more luck with maybe solving this with him alive, that is where my deal comes in, which is entirely down to you. I don't want to turn you into a demon or anything. All I want to do is make you slightly more greedy. It's actually mostly a side effect if I give you more power. I'm sorry, if I give you some borrowed power, it comes with a side effect. I can't change that.
Right.
You are inhuman. Your foam is pretty malleable. You have no
So-
resistance to it.
I'll file it away for later.
That is fair. Shout if you need me, and I will come running.
Great.
Either way, there you go. And I also brought pizza. It puts a pizza down, just opens the box, it's steaming.
Oh, that's
Layla's just thinking he's sucking up pretty hard, so what does he want?
the oldest trick
Like I
in the
said,
book.
all I want is for you to get rid of the other sins so I can go about my business as I have been doing for many millennia, and your world is perfectly fine. You enjoy your designer dresses and fancy ties and special hair dye that allow you to have the two-tone hair. It looks really good on you, by the way.
The pinnacle of greed and civilization. Fancy ties. Barnaby with a mouthful of pizza is like, isn't this more like gluttony's thing?
Yes, but let's just say I stole it from him. He's not around.
Well,
Well, he is
Cool.
now.
now.
Did you say hopefully?
Well, is he around? They?
Why? What would be wrong if he was?
I could give you some more advice, specifically to gluttony. I spent a long time with the other six.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on then.
God, now I want pizza. Curse you, E.
I know I want pizza now too.
Well, like I said, I will give you advice that is non-lethal if you make any sort of deal. The other six, I just want to put on my mantelpiece. I just want to own them. It is impossible to really drain the power from an emotion as far as I'm aware, and I'm aware of many things. I just want to have them in my control. Since I made a deal with some people a long time ago and they did not seem to be able to keep up their end of the bargain. I don't want them going around loose. I just want to own them.
Turns out the walls into heaven are surprisingly susceptible to long-distance phone calls.
Okay, that sentence needs unpacking, but maybe a different time. It's very much a different time.
Nope, I forgot my question. Never mind.
What if we make a different type of deal with you?
I am always down for deals, feel free.
What if we get rid of them? We just don't give them to you.
That is what you will do anyway. They will destroy your world otherwise. And
My
then they will come
question.
back. And then they will come back in a few millennia, which is not a problem to you, is less a problem to me for now. It is a problem to the next one down the line.
What about the ones that are already gone?
You've gone them already?
Possibly.
Well,
Like, I'm not going to go on some retrieval mission for you, so what are you going to do about it?
well, that is a different matter, and that I would not expect you to do. Which ones are gone already?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It does not matter to me, because it is either something you cannot do if they are gone, or it's a problem to you that they might come back during your lifetime.
This is true. And there's one I have already written a question down about that, but that's out of character.
if you want to describe the situation that you gone them in, I can probably tell you how long they are gone for.
So if there's no aura,
It is very unlikely that they are actually manifest possession, and it will probably come back within your lifetime.
so that'd be like a stage 4.
Yeah, anywhere from stage 1 through 4. If you'd noticed it,
At what point do the eyes color change?
tends to be 2, maybe, definitely 3, 4.
Okay. And is the aura always visible? Is it sometimes? Well, it's not visible, but is it like? Is there a sensory impact?
It
or is
depends,
it always just
again,
emotion?
on whichever sin it is. Some sins are more auraful than others. Generally, they have auras around 5 and 6, but it does depend. Sometimes it depends on the sin as well. You would notice gluttony's aura.
As in, I'm gonna get the munchies.
At stages 3 and 4, yeah. At stages 5 and 6, yeah, you would notice the side effects.
Am I gonna like get the desire to eat things that aren't food?
That would be stage 5 if you'd have no food around. 6
Okay,
is a
good
lot
to know.
more.
Can the sins affect the other? Can they affect each other?
Not quite so much. They are immune to the artifacts because they are pure.
That would be helpful. So Rob's probably not been eating things that aren't food.
Your friend Rob is around gluttony, and he's infected with sin.
Maybe.
Okay, thank you. Specifically, I can help you in whatever way you want, but I will not help you to do anything beyond the lethal option unless you offer to capture them and give them to me. I would like to capture them, and I would like to keep them safe, because obviously the person they made a deal with last time did not do so.
Who'd you make a deal with?
That is above even my pay grade. I'm sorry.
Like God?
That is, again, above even my pay grade.
Like Jesus?
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Would you like anything else?
No, Imogen tucks into the pizza.
Okay. Like I said, if you want any more information or any help, let me know. But you killing these sins in these ways is just gonna let them come back. Sure, it might not be a problem for you. It might not be a problem for your children, but a problem for someone else. Can you live with that? Probably.
I'll
Thanks
be
for the
alright.
information.
No problem. Always happy to help out. You know me.
Layla doesn't eat any of the pizza.
That's fine. He notices. Okay. Well, unless you want any other help, I will be gone. Thank you very much for the stimulating conversation. He leaves the dagger, he leaves the nesting dolls, but he walks to the door. And
Is
that's
that the dagger that I was eyeing, like, in
It's
season
one
one?
of the pair, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, there's two. Oh, okay. He's up to something.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Roast pizza is really good.
Yeah.
I think it's from Naples.
Naples.
Yeah, I went to Naples at one point. I was wondering why he sent me there.
You're a pizza delivery witch.
So he
You're
said,
on a
did-
broomstick.
he said there's a way for them to come back.
We already knew that. I don't think Envy's gone.
Hmm.
I don't think Horus was far enough along.
Found a way to capture them in some kind of thing. Maybe we can do that on our own.
Could be.
The easiest source of that information is him. But that doesn't mean he's the only one who has it.
Okay. Well, I think you could probably work on that. I'm going to investigate exactly where Rob has gone to.
Okay.
It's pretty
If
late at
Ned's
night.
sticking around him, look for people who are hungry.
Yeah. Like us. Maybe Barnaby's here.
So good.
It's pretty late at night by this stage, so if you want to do that, you can do that tomorrow in between school, because tomorrow would be a Monday. You can, of course, if you wish to, though, choose to work through the night, etc. That would give you penalties tomorrow, and it'd have knock-on effects.
Ooh, she's gonna go to bed because she has to do actual schoolwork tomorrow.
Sure.
Barnaby's going to skulk around at night.
Okay. Are you going to look in the workshop and stuff again?
Quickly checking places like that around the school and the dorms, see if anything's changed in there, and then moving outwards into the town.
Wasn't it Saturday? So wouldn't it be Sunday tomorrow?
Yesterday was Saturday, today is Sunday.
Yeah, because we did the second bunch of research, right? Is that what time?
I assume this is Saturday night.
Yeah, I thought this was Saturday night.
No, you did... Friday was when you were talking, then you did the next day was research, and Layla did half the day as investigating the town. And then today's Sunday.
Right,
so if you want to skulk, Barnaby, roll me a crime dex and a perception notice. The crime dex for how good you skulk, and the perception notice to notice anything.
Okay. I need to put points in crime, clearly. Crime dex. Medium skulking,
Okay,
and then
sweet.
perception notice.
I'm skulking.
Can I draw and point this one?
I would probably advise you not to, because this is a long-term test, and these things tend to add up. If you want to, you can, but I would advise you not to.
Okay.
Okay.
Medium
3 successes.
noticing.
You spend until, what, like 3 a.m. or something? You'll still get a few hours sleep, but...
Yeah.
It's like pushing it, but... Yeah, you have a look around. You do notice a few things. Firstly, around the school, it looks like that some stuff is missing. The PA equipment in several places, stuff like the megaphones that lead into the halls where they can have announcements, that's all missing. Secondly, a lot of the supplies for like the school dances and stuff are also missing. You find a list of things that is missing pinned to a storage area in the school. Thirdly, the entire cafeteria is cleaned out.
So they haven't gone that far.
Fourth, you find one of the janitors, one of the late night staff who does the stuff that they need to basically have someone overnight to do like a longer clean between things. Just doing some rounds, etc. And as you walk in on them, you're walking down a long hallway. It's dark. The lights are mostly off. And in the distance you see him bending over, holding something in his arm. Very intent on it. It's so intent that he doesn't even really notice you behind him. And you're just a bit like, well, maybe I should be quiet here, maybe I should see what's going on, until you hear a kind of trickle. It's a heavy trickle, like a thicker liquid. And as you notice, just as the moon becomes evident, light streams in through the window, you see blood. Because you're behind him, between his legs, splashing on the ground in a little puddle.
Shit, he's eating his face or something. I'm gonna get out my stake, just in case it's a vampire, and then grab his shoulder and spin him round.
Okay, you spin him round. You did this from stealth, so this is a first action. He's there. The flesh along his forearm bones is torn away, and he is chewing on stringy bits of human skin. The flesh is almost down to the bone in places, and the actual like jumpsuit that he wears is torn and matted with blood. As you can see, there are indentations along his skin and all the way up from his bicep to the ball of his hand. As he sees you, food.
Shit, I'm gonna
Roll initiative.
fuck. Yes, I got
You
a
go
10.
first. You go first.
Okay. Is there a knockout move? I don't think there is.
There is. I tend to restrict it because otherwise it's just like, I just knock things out. But since he's
Only
like
I wasn't really allowed to use it.
yeah, because he's like a pretty low-ass civilian type person, like he's a non-com civvy, I will let you use it in this case. So it is knockout, dexterity plus kung fu -2, or dex plus getting medieval -2.
Dex kung fu -2 it is. That is +10. Is that enough?
Yeah. He doesn't have any combat skill.
Oh,
You
good.
just like fear punch, sock him in the nose, which breaks,
Oh, yeah.
and he just goes straight over backwards and collapses.
I immediately start dialing the police on my phone, and then like rip a sleeve off his thing, wrap it up.
Okay. For the sake of experiencing, because we do need to go to a break in a second, what do you tell the police?
I tell the police I just found a guy gnawing on his own arm.
Okay. Cool. Fair enough.
I don't know what else to say.
Tell you what, people get really drunk sometimes.
Yeah.
This is true, actually.
Cops.
Okay. This is sort of the end of your rounds as you're going back towards the dorms. For the sake of
Okay.
This.
Can I do one more thing?
Sure, what do you want to do?
Is there a blood trail from where this guy's been?
Vaguely. Perception notice.
Okay.
It's dark. It seems like he was cleaning out one of the stairwells. The blood definitely leads into there, and then it starts coming from sort of one of the doors and then towards this hallway.
Okay. That's where we're searching tomorrow.
Okay. So you go to bed.
Yeah, it seems like you're on the right trail. People are eating their own arms, so if that's not gluttony, I don't know.
Right. You go to bed. And we're going to take a break. Because after the break, Layla, you wake up, but there's something different. It's still dark, but it's cold. There's a slight pounding in the back of your head, like a throbbing, like a headache is just receding. And you've got your arms around nothing. There's no one here. You're alone. There's no sign of Imogen. The bed next to you is cold. We'll be back in 8 minutes.
Interesting.
Okay. So, feel free to enjoy some fan art during the break, and we'll be shortly back with a continuation of Layla the Vampire Slayer. It's about to get interesting.
This is what.
Hello! Welcome back to Roll4It, where we're playing Buffy the Vampire Slayer, our Layla the Vampire Slayer tabletop RPG. So, Layla, you're awake, cold, and alone.
Like, cold as in, like, it's actually cold, or, like, you're just being, like, descriptive and
It is a
trying
little
to be
cold. The window has
dramatic.
been cracked a small amount, and cold air washes over you, waking you up.
Okay.
The bed is also cold. You're used to sleeping with the warmth of Imogen next to you.
When I look over, does it look like Imogen was there?
Make a perception notice check.
Okay. Why are you making weird faces?
We would just bit. The dragon rune is now at 69,500 bits.
What?
Jesus.
A good number.
16
A
is
nice
what I
number.
rolled.
Good number choice. Also, what?
It does appear Imogen was there. You remember going to sleep with her. There's definitely like a little bit of a crumpled bit of like mattress next to you where someone originally was, but it doesn't feel to be cold to the touch, so she's not been there in at least half an hour. Long enough for the heat to beat her.
Jump to my feet immediately, very quickly, and look around for anything.
Continue with that roll because it's sort of the same situation. Doesn't seem to be anything in here. It looks like you're just alone. There's no one around.
I'm gonna check the window to see if it's been messed with.
No, looks like it's just opened a small crack. Doesn't seem to be any messing with the window.
Are Imogen's things here? Like what she normally carries with her?
Yeah, the remains of her stuff's still here.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door then and go outside in the hallway and look to see if I see anything.
As you get up and go towards the door, on the back of the door is a post-it note, which reads,
I read
"If
it.
I can't have them."
It says what?
If I can't have them.
If I can't have them? That's what it says?
Mhm.
I can't have them. Is that raw? Who's like? Does it look like handwriting I recognize?
Art, perception, and I'll give you a +5.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Why am I getting a +5? That's a lot. 18.
It's Robert's.
That's why I get a +5. I have spent much time with Robert. I rip the post-it note down, shove it in. I don't even know if I have pockets in my shorts. Probably not. I just take it with me, and I'm walking out the door. I don't even put clothes on. I'm like in my underwear and tank top, no bra, just walking out the door looking.
Okay. You walk into the hallway. The hallway is similarly cold. No one about. It is like 4 a.m. at the moment, maybe a bit later.
Okay. I'm gonna knock on Violet's door. Is Janet still staying with Violet too?
Yes, she is at the moment. There's
Yeah, I'm
no response from the door.
gonna try to open it.
It is actually unlocked. Yeah, you open the door. Inside, you see some of Violet's remaining things. Some of Janet's remaining things. All of Violet's stuff. And 2 empty beds.
Okay. I'm gonna grab some of the books. Close the door, like leave, close the door, go back into my room, grab my jacket and whatever else, just grab some stuff and shove the books and everything in a bag and take the bag, and I'm gonna go over to Barnaby's room.
Okay. Did you get changed or you just chuck the jacket on?
Just chuck the jacket on and like put some pants on or something.
Okay.
Or skirt on or whatever I have. I don't know.
Yeah, either. So, yeah. You head over to Barnaby's. No response.
And do the same thing. I'm gonna open the door.
The door is also unlocked. Inside is some of Rob's stuff. Barnaby stuff. No sign of Barnaby.
Okay.
You are getting a feeling of powerful loneliness. Now, there is no one around. None of your friends are here. Everyone is missing.
Okay. I close the door and I'm just gonna open the door next to Barnaby's room. I don't care. Like, I'm not even gonna knock. I'm just gonna open the door. Basically, I'm gonna open a couple doors to see if I see
Okay.
anybody else in
The
any
one
of those
that,
doors.
ironically, the one next to Barnaby's room, I think, is Rob's old room, which no one has at the moment.
Yeah, I
But
wouldn't
you
even go in
go
that
two
one. I'd go in
down.
like the next one.
The next one's locked, and it's doosh as you try and as it just opens against the actual locking mechanism. There's a loud thump. No response to it at this stage, but you've only just like doo, as it catches on the lock. What should I do?
Unlock it.
Crime Dex.
$19.
5 successes. These doors are not that hard to unlock. You open it, and there are two guys in bed, one on either side of the room. One is snoring loudly. The other one's got like his leg out of the bed so far that you can almost see up to the area you definitely don't want to see right now.
Right. I close the door.
Okay.
And I'm like trying to think of like where they would have gone without me. So I'm gonna go outside of the school.
Okay.
Actually, because Rob's workshop's there, I'm just gonna stop there first.
Okay. You head to Rob's workshop. Lights are off. Try and open the door. Appears to be locked.
I will unlock it.
Okay. Make a Dex crime roll again.
20.
5 successes. Even with the slightly better locks that this has, you effortlessly open that up. As you walk inside, it is dark. Do you want to turn the lights, or do you want to just wander around in the dark? Effectively, because you are pretty stealthy.
I just walk in first. I want to assess it before I turn any lights on.
Okay. As you begin to step in front and you open the door, you hear nearby I have a button for this. Let me find the button.
What the hell?
There's a phone. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
I'll go answer the phone.
Okay. So the phone seems to be coming from the school lobby, which is just across from the workshop.
It's coming from inside the school.
As you head up to the phone, it's still quiet. There appears to be no one around, and the phone is just ringing constantly at the reception desk of the school. Do you pick it up?
Yeah, I pick it up. I don't say anything, but I pick it up.
Okay. You pick up the phone.
Hello, Layla. Let's play a game. You have to choose. Who are you going to look for? Imogen or Barnaby?
This isn't like you, Rob.
After 10
They're
seconds,
your
the message
friends.
repeats.
These people love you. Do you remember?
The message repeats. It's automated.
Yeah. After 10 seconds, it just goes and loops again.
I realized that after
Yeah.
a bit. I hang up the phone.
Okay. As you hang it up, 5 seconds passes before it rings again.
I pick it up.
The same message plays.
Ending with Imogen or Barnaby.
I rip the phone off the wall. I'm gonna go back to the workshop.
Okay. As you start leaving the reception, another phone rings.
I'm gonna ignore it.
Okay. I think I know what happens in this case. For a start, roll me willpower plus willpower, just because you do have the love trait. I won't keep the -3 that you normally get from it.
I was gonna be like, Imogen's got a advantage on this situation.
17.
Can I add my attractiveness?
Yeah, if you'd failed, effectively it would have been you had to like immediately find Imogen, which means answering the phone. But since you're okay, you head back towards the workshop. Because you do that, I believe we need to now cut to then Imogen, then Barnaby. Correct, Rob?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay. What? I love this.
Imogen. You wake up. There is a faint pounding in the back of your head, like a headache is receding. There is a smell of, well, slightly disinfectant, but also of damp, maybe a bit of mold and urine. You're sitting on something cold, made of porcelain, possibly.
I'm on a fucking loo.
You are in a toilet cubicle.
Been here before. It's not crying this time.
What do you do?
Am I restrained in any capacity?
You're not.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I do the like, am I dreaming? Am I actually awake? And then look underneath the door of the cubicle.
You can see... Make a perception notice check, actually. Yeah,
16.
you can see feet. There appear to be what look like school shoes outside, just off the ground.
Just off the ground?
Yeah.
As in not standing on anything clearly hanging?
Apparently so.
I'm gonna look through the crack in the cubicle.
As you look through the crack in the cubicle, you can see what appears to be 4 people suspended somehow in midair in a line.
I look up. Are they hanging themselves?
No. There is no sort of ligature apparently attached to the ceiling.
Do I recognize any? Like, can I see enough of them to recognize
Not really
any
through
of
the
them?
gap. It is kind of dim in here. You're only lit by moonlight through the window. So it's much as you can get.
Does she recognize which bathroom she's in?
It's the biology bathroom.
She's like, I wonder how you contacted. Never mind. Okay, so takes like that deep breath and is like, well, there's only one way out, and I assume there's no window behind me.
No, not in the cubicle.
She will unlock the door and open it.
Okay, as you open the
She
door...
will not immediately walk through. She's gonna like, you know, it's a giant saw that's gonna come down on my head or something.
Sure. You notice now those 4 people are impaled to the wall by what appears to be a pipe, straight through their stomachs.
Do I recognize the people?
They are wearing a school uniform, and, well, you can see the first one clearly. It's harder to see the others behind. as they're directly in front of you. The first one, though, appears to be, as far as you can tell, slightly shortish but unkempt hair, more slight build. At a guess, maybe it's Robert.
She's going to look around with the sight.
Okay, perception notice.
One success.
Nothing obviously magical comes to your attention in here.
She hasn't learned that one yet. That would have been handy. She's going to walk past them.
A small yellow note on the first one. Leaning in closer, it says, "You did this."
She snorts.
As you see, you now can see that the other three are equally impaled, and each one has a note. The one at the back looks slightly different.
She'll read the notes.
The next one, again, looks exactly like the first one, says, "You did this." The third one, as you pull the second away, this one has eyes painted on. White and black dots, and appears to be staring straight forwards, and the note says, "You won't." The last one isn't actually Robert. It has longer, brownish hair and glasses. It's you.
None of this is real. So the question is, where am I? She walks past them and goes to the bathroom door.
As you walk past them, there's a of static. As from nearby, a voice comes forwards.
Layla was given the option to come and look for you, but she chose to leave you. She caused this.
No, that's not true at all. Why does no one understand how responsibility works in any situation?
Roll me con.
Calm?
Con. Singular con.
Con. I heard calm. Just Constitution?
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a modifier on that, but it's only a 5.
With that, as you step towards the door, everything becomes very dizzy. The door seems to swim sideways. The world distorts slightly. And you feel yourself going over, falling to the ground.
Ow.
And you remember. You walk into the bathroom, and you find 4 of your classmates bleeding, pinned to the wall by a pipe. Blood still seeping from the end. You remember. You walk into a room. There are 4 people pinned to a wall. People you used to talk to. People you used to hang out with. And blood splatters against the ground. You remember walking in. Death hanging from the wall. Pinned there. And this plays over and over in your mind. As you lie there helpless. On the toilet floor. We're going to cut to Barnaby.
Hi.
Barnaby.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up. There's a pounding in the back of your head like a headache that's receding. Your left eye is unable to open. It seems to be caked in something. And there is a shooting pain along the front of your head just above your eye. The side of your face feels somewhat warm and sticky. And there is something blurry. It appears to be glasses. And they're askew on your face. In front of you, on the wall, is a post-it note. that says, "See through my eyes."
Okay. I'm gonna take the glasses off. I'm gonna get up.
Okay, as you take the glasses up and you get up, glasses off and you start to get up, you notice the room around you. It's a bedroom. There's blood across the wall. There's a couple of holes behind you in the plasterboard. And to your left is a body. Holes through the chest, blood down the front, eyes open, mouth agape.
Okay. Barnaby's gonna go up to the post-it note, tear that off the wall, and just kind of stand there and look at everything that isn't the body.
Okay. Looking around at everything that isn't the body, you see calm mixed with carnage. This place was, at one point, a bedroom, but it has blood splattered over the walls. There are bullet holes. But other than that, it's quite serene. There's nothing else out of place. There wasn't a fight here. It looks like something smashed through the window. As you look, there are holes in it, panes broken. And at your feet, something that you can't look at. You can't bring yourself to see.
Cool.
Nearby,
I'm gonna pick up the phone after
okay.
a little while.
Layla was given the choice to come look for you, but she decided to abandon you here, leave you like you all left me. She has caused this.
Roll me con.
Don't suppose I can drama point this, can I?
I'm going to veto it. I'm sorry.
I've got one more than you, Imogen. Let's hope it works.
Natural one.
And you roll one less than me.
With that, the world swims. It becomes dizzy. You
roll
can't.
a 5 for audio peeps.
Yeah. You can't maintain your balance anymore. You put your hands out, trying to brace yourself on the wall, and one of them lands in the blood. You look at it. It's slightly dried. And you feel your head as you feel the pounding continue. And your head is caked in blood. FYI, you've lost a life point from an injury that you don't remember sustaining. Your eye, you rub at it. Flakes of dried blood come away, and you eventually get it open. But the floor comes up to meet you, and you manage to brace yourself on all fours before the world starts to swim away. As it dissipates, you just remember and relive that night. A sound of breaking glass, a faint and a whip crack, all combined in one, as you see the life leave James's eyes. He collapses backwards,
That's one way to make me angry.
and it plays over and over and over again. Sometimes you see it from the ground. Sometimes you see it from the position of Robert, standing next to you in the room, getting hit in the head with a ricochet. Cutting to the workshop. Layla, you head to the workshop. Phone's behind you, still going off.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. The door's still open. The lights are off.
I walk in.
Okay.
Do I
Perception
see
notice check.
anything? What?
Perception notice.
Okay. 18.
Yeah. In the center of the room, vaguely coming to consciousness. Very vaguely. It's just that sort of beginning to turn their heads and regain motor control. Tied back to back on 2 chairs are Violet and Janet.
I'm gonna whisper to them. Are you guys okay? It's Layla.
No, I don't wanna. She's going out with the Slayer. I can't. She's pretty though. No, I don't want to.
Okay. What's Janet doing?
She's still pretty asleep. Her com's even lower.
Okay. Do I see anything else in the room other than them?
Nothing out of the normal. This is the workshop as you remember it.
Okay. I'm gonna untie them from the chairs.
Okay. They kind of flop slightly forwards. You catch them,
Yeah.
and they slowly come around. It'll take about 5 minutes before they fully come around. You judge. If you want to stay here for that 5 minutes, you can. Otherwise, you can just leave
Yeah.
them.
I'll stay with them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna leave them, abandon them in Robert's workshop when I don't know what the hell he's doing right now.
After 5 minutes, they vaguely come around enough to sort of regain consciousness fully. Hey, Layla. Sorry, why are you in my Where are we? What's going on? Did I sleep with Robert? I'm so sorry, and Janet's doing that like, I don't know. I don't think so. I've got a headache. I feel... Did someone knock us out and bring us here?
I think so, maybe. I think people are having weird dreams or something. Robert's like messing with us. Did you get a sticky note?
No? Should I?
In your dream? Okay. I'm gonna turn the lights on and look around. Do I see anything that's like, is that the pieces of Robbie still in that spot? Nothing looks like it's been changed. Everything's the same as I left it.
The missile launcher is still there. Nothing
Okay.
else is from Robbie.
I turn back out to them and hopefully that gives them enough time to like gather themselves. We gotta get out of here. We need to figure out where Imogen and Barnaby are.
Okay. I need to ask Robert a question at this stage on Discord.
Okay.
I'm just glad Imogen's not actively on fire right now. I was seeing full-on Joker Batman shit going on here. Like, all right, building blows up. Both of you are on fire now. Sucks, man. And then I would become Two-Face.
You wish, Lauren.
No, he'd make sure there was enough fire to create one face.
So we would have to be merged together.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Player characters like this split face. I have no idea for anyway.
I'm curious as to what's happening. Should I RP with Violet and Janet? while we
Yeah,
wait?
if you want to. It should only take a second.
Okay. Do you guys remember anything when you were sleeping?
No. I think I was just asleep. And Violet's like, nope, don't remember anything.
I heard you talking in your sleep, Violet.
Nope.
I know
Nope.
what you're...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Are you sure you didn't get a post-it note?
No? No, I was just dreaming about post-it notes. It was all post-it notes. Okay. At this point, though, there's a...
Go to the printer.
Okay. Rob, is it the list or just a message?
Just the message, and then probably the list follows.
Okay. What does it say?
The message says, "You chose poorly. They're having a rough time. Imogen is with some old school friends in her favorite room. And Barnaby is with James."
There's a gap. And after that, it starts printing again. More text. This time it appears to be a list. One name, one name, one name. Jimmy Masters. Georgie Terrence. John Taylor Yates. Craig Penderson. Julian Carraway. James.
I know what you're trying to do, Robert. It's not going to work.
Horace Grant. Brian Phillips. The list stretches to a few pages.
I think I know where they are.
Images' favorite bathroom?
Was that Violet?
The Violet.
Don't act like you don't know that, Violet.
I don't... Janet pops in like, yeah, where the students died. Oh, that might have been before I was here. Maybe.
Hasn't she cried in that bathroom with Imogen? I'm pretty sure. There's been a lot of crying in the bathroom scenes.
I didn't know it was
Imogen.
a favorite bathroom, though.
Imogen has opinions about bathrooms, you know? Like normal people do.
Do you need the ground floor bathroom, or do you prefer like a bit of height in your bathroom? Do you want a bathroom that has a window?
I like a bathroom that's only window. It's just a view. This is a porta potty on the edge of a cliff.
Okay, I think that voyeur comes under lust, maybe?
Which direction is the porta potty facing?
Out for the view. I actually
Like
say this, but
across
I think
the face, or is it
there
just
was-
like
a summer camp somewhere in the area that has like a biffy that's on top of a hill. This is like, don't go back there when someone's using it.
Okay,
What?
so,
In the woods.
Layla, do you head to Imogen?
I kind of like take a deep breath and I rip the paper off the printer and I'm like, he's listing all the kids. We need to get to them. Can you guys help, or are you okay?
Sure, how can we help? If you've got Imogen, I'm totally down for going to find Barnaby in his pajamas, if he wears them.
I think he's in the room where James died.
Oh, the one between our rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Me and Janet can do that.
Are you sure?
And Janet's very much like, yes?
Okay. Is there anything in the workshop that could be used as like a weapon?
It's a workshop, like plenty of stuff that could be used as a weapon. Like there
Yeah,
are
I just like hand them
spares
both
and-
like a hammer and a wrench or something like that. I don't
Give them
know.
both, like, hammer
I
and
grab
wrench
one.
and-
I grab one for myself too, and I'm like, use it if you have to.
I wasn't very good at. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And we go our separate ways. This is kind of scary.
The
I don't think
first
so.
one to get there would be, because the dorms is slightly closer, would be Janet and Violet. Since you're PCs, you won't see this from their point of view. Barnaby.
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely the hallucinations and the headache starts to recede. You still have pounding in the front of your head from that cut, but eventually you find yourself on the ground, tears down your face, with Janet sitting on the bed at the far end, cradling the body, and Violet over you, holding your head.
Not again. Oh, hey, Violet. You weren't here. Have we found a way out?
What do you wear when you're asleep, by the way?
Not much.
Okay, you've just got like boxes on. Yeah, she's definitely cradling your head.
Glistening pectorals.
Glistening pectorals, these like thick thigh muscles that could probably straddle a tree.
And abs.
I do not want you to ever judge thigh muscles.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
No, the tree is upright, and you.
I don't know,
you
but I'm
clench onto
here.
it with your legs and just kind of sit there like.
Okay.
That's more a test of ab muscles, but yeah. Barnaby, you're awake. Are you okay? You were screaming.
Yes, I was. Janet, is it safe to leave?
Yeah, Robbie's inactive. It
Oh.
looks like it's just the shell.
Oh, it's Robbie.
As you look now,
Okay.
it's Robbie. And as far as you can tell, it's somewhat deflated, like a plastic sheath. And it looks like, now you can see it properly, it's just the skin covering of the Robbie bot.
Okay. Janet, we're going to find your fucking boyfriend. Let's go.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
I get up and kind of march out the room.
Okay, they march with you. Meanwhile, at the bathroom, Layla, you hear it before you get there. Imogen, would you be screaming or crying?
Muted.
Imogen's already done a lot of processing about this specific event, and I think she'd be that really uncomfortable laugh cackling.
Okay, yeah, Layla, you come down the hallway and you hear this like intermittent hysterical laughter. It's not normal laugh, it's not happy laugh, it's not like evil laugh. It is the laugh of someone who is emotionally broken, and there is just this constant laughter with short intermittent breaks for someone to maybe be able to just breathe back in, and then it just continues.
I like speed up my pace.
Yeah. You push through the bathroom door, you find Imogen on the floor, apparently non-responsive to you coming through the door, curled up in a ball.
I like kind of cradle her a little bit, and I'm like, Imogen, and I like touch her face. I'm like, wake up.
No response. She seems to be oblivious to the outside world right now.
Imogen, you need to wake up.
No response.
I'm like gonna set her down, and I'm gonna go grab like a little bit of water and like kind of like splash on her face a little bit.
So, over the course of the next few minutes, you splash some water on her face, you try and talk to her. After 5 minutes, Imogen, make me a willpower singular roll.
That is way better than a Constitution singular. By way better, I mean 2 better. 1 success!
Imogen, things are still hazy. You can still see the memories playing over and over and over in your mind. You still occasionally see glimpses of a pole impaling you. But you can now vaguely see the outside world again. You see Layla crouching over you, cradling you with love.
Imogen, Imogen, you need to wake up. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're not fine.
I'm so fine.
It's gonna be okay. Okay, we're gonna get out of here.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. We're gonna stop him. Just like we stopped Miller. Just like we stopped Penny Moon. Just like we're gonna stop Charity. It's gonna be just fine. And if I
Imogen,
need to
we
make a
cannot
deal
do it that way. It's Robert. You know Robert. He's been your friend since, I don't even know, forever.
Friends don't make friends suffer.
Robert doesn't want you to suffer. It's whatever is inside of him that wants you to. You know that.
Then I'll get it out. And I'll destroy it.
That's a better way to think about it. Here, I'm gonna go grab some more water. There's no glass or anything.
She starts drinking it, but she like gulps it in that really awkward way that she just starts getting hiccups. So there's this really uncomfortable laughter with like
Imogen, you've got to get yourself out of this.
I'm fine, Layla.
You're not. None of us are fine. And he knows that. That's why he's toying with our emotions.
I'm fine. We need to go find him.
We have to go get Barnaby first. Violet and Janet went to the room. The one where James died.
Yeah. Let's go do that.
I'll kind of like put my arm around her and to kind of like help her walk.
Okay.
When we walk out of this bathroom door.
Was there anything actually on the wall?
Yeah. There are 3 mannequins. And a pole through them. And notes are now on the floor.
Is Layla
It's like an
watching
illusion
her?
spell or something.
No, there are 3 mannequins. You can see them.
There are only 3 though.
Sorry, 4. My bad.
Okay. That's me like, that's pretty special. How closely does Layla have her arm around Imogen?
Very closely.
Okay. You just see sort of a moment like one of her hands is just like a little bit of fire and then it's gone as she contemplates throwing a fireball into the bathroom, but does not.
Do you want to make a willpower check for that?
I can if you want me to.
It's up to you because this is the RP decision.
No, I think she's like, oh, I like Layla. I'm not gonna make her mad, and she knows how Layla feels about setting fire to buildings.
That is true. So I need to let both Imogen and Barnaby know that you both have crises going on. Whether this is a short-term crisis or whether it's a long-term crisis is something we'll come to later, but you both now have a crisis. If only because, at the very minimum, you just relived something relatively traumatic. Secondly, I guess, for Layla, do you think you have a crisis from this? Firstly, you woke up alone without your friends around, and then you find your friends are scattered and going through trauma at the hand of what apparently is another friend. Do you think this counts as a crisis, even in the short term? We can talk about afterwards if it will be an extended crisis, but effectively this is a moment of your friend just did something horrific, your friends are going through something traumatic, and this is the middle of the night, like it's that shock wake up, like you're very mentally like all over the place right now. Do you think that's enough to give you a short-term crisis?
I'll let it be up to you. I think the way that she's handling it is she knows it's Robert. She knows what she needs to do. And on her front, I think what she wants to do is kill it with kindness type of thing.
Okay.
So the research that she's been doing is like, I have to not be angry because that's what he's trying to get me to be, you know?
Okay.
Like that's the mentality that she's in. And she just doesn't know how to make it.
Since you're on the edge, for now, I'll keep you on the edge, and then I'll let you know if I think it's going to be one with more RP.
Okay.
It might end up being, it's only for the short period crisis, and then we can go into afterwards, or it's going to be a long-term one, though.
Okay.
So as you hurry back to the dorms, you manage to get Imogen more with it much quicker than they did for Barnaby. So you end up going up to the girls' it was the girls' dorms, to the girls' dorms, just as Barnaby, Violet, and Imogen come storming the other way. As Violet, Barnaby, and Janet, god damn it, Janet's name just doesn't work for me, come storming the other way down the corridor. You can see Barnaby is blooded. There is a cut on the top of his head. Blood's caked down one side of his face. His eyes just barely open, and sort of bits of like flaked dried blood come off it occasionally.
Are you guys okay? What happened? Did you hit Barnaby?
No. It was a very fitting recreation of a very specific night. Now let's go to a stairwell.
Was I topless?
Violet looks very intrigued.
Violet was there.
She liked that memory.
Never mind.
Where do you want to run to? Why?
I found a blood trail from a janitor to a stairwell like an hour ago, or however long it's been. If we start looking there, we'll find something to do with at least Ned.
At this point, the few lights that you can see outside in the school go off. And there's a bright beam of light shoots up from the school, and smoke, fog, plays out from around it, seemingly shooting straight up in the sky.
The fuck is that?
Bat signal?
That's where he wants us to go.
Where is it?
Make a occult plus intelligence check.
I can actually do that.
Yeah,
I can actually do that too, unless I roll a 1.
18. I roll a 9.
Intelligence.
I got 11.
We'll see how this goes for me too.
I got 5 successes.
I'm not as high as you guys. 15.
Everyone but Barnaby, that looks to be roughly where you'd imagine the Hellmouth would be, going directly down.
He's not going to open that fucking hellmouth. He's not that smart.
What do the rest of us get with higher rolls?
No, that's all you can really get with that.
Okay. So even Barnaby figured out.
Why does he want us to go to the Hellmouth?
Devil.
Barnaby, that stairwell does lead to the opening that allows you to get into the catacombs.
And I relay this angrily. 1 second, I'll be back. I go back into the room, shield my eyes a little bit, grab the phone that I got the phone call from, check that it's not been fiddled with.
Make a perception notice check. Doesn't appear to have been fiddled with.
Okay. And then I just take it with me.
Okay. So you're going to head down to the stairwell into the catacombs to go to the Hellmouth.
Imogen grabs those Russian dolls first.
Okay. Layla, do you grab the knife?
Sure. I mean, I grabbed a bunch of stuff and put it in the backpack.
Sure. Imogen, bear in mind you also have a fertility statue in your room.
Oh, she knows. She remembers.
Okay, you can use that for the same thing as the dolls.
Which one's less evil?
Both of them seem to be relatively benign, like low-powered magic items.
Okay. She'll take that too.
Okay. So for your purposes, the Russian nesting dolls is a power level 1 item that you can use to drain. It does take a little while to drain it, so if you do try to drain it before combat, you can do it as you walk somewhere. Angrily holding it and flickers of lightning going between it and your hand will do, but it will take you a few minutes.
Okay. So what boost do they give?
They both basically increase your sorcery by their power level for a short duration, which tends to be a few hours.
She holds this weird ass statue that she's had for a while. Actually, she's probably gonna keep that one because fuck it. Right now, Greed wants her to help, so she'll just take his gifts, which she didn't have to pay for. There's no way that'll backfire.
Also, mechanically, then I might as well let you know that Greed's offer to increase your power would have been effectively he'd have done the power boost thing where he gives you a portion of his sorcery.
That's what I figured with, the added side effect of
Yeah,
being
the side effect is that you get an element of what he is.
Oh, it's back there.
Yeah.
Back there along with the and then what would happen if I also went to the Vengeance Demons? She's got a long game. But she'll take one of the Russian dolls and just sort of looks at you how likely do we think he is down there?
Probably pretty low, because he's the one telling us he's there.
Would he confront us like that? I don't know anymore.
I think he wants to kill us.
Where are you right now? Are you in the stairwell?
We're in the room. I don't think we've left.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're in the corridor, basically, and you can see out from the windows into the rest of the school and the light going up. Sure.
I mean, I don't think Wrath was ever known for being the smartest one of the Sins. Otherwise, he'd be in charge.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I think we should expect the worst.
All right. And then she just starts draining one of them.
Okay, so the power level 1 that Greed gave you.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. There,
Pockets the other one just in case.
you notice around Imogen's hand, this weird grey fog starts to just flow down, and occasionally little bolts of lightning between her hand and the thing.
It's a little bit of a boost. It's like a shot of espresso for magic.
You didn't have to make any deals for that, did you?
No, I think he just really does actually want the Sins to be taken care of.
Let's hope so. You guys ready?
No. Yes. Maybe.
Imogen, you
Let's
start
just
feeling
go.
this flow into you. This is more power. You've never felt this amount of power, except for that one time that you felt very out of it. But this time, you have your mind, you have control. Apart from that subtle sensation of giddiness that comes with having extra power. As you feel it shoot through your arm, it is warm like liquid, basically like a liquid coffee. Like, it both warms you and also makes you feel more alert and more powerful. You feel stronger.
Now I'm ready. Get the staff away from him. I'm not much use until that happens.
Okay. Do you think you can do that this time, Barnaby? I'll try to hold him down.
Yes.
Last time he didn't. He had a really hard time getting the staff. Violet,
Are we done
Janet,
here?
are you guys?
Oh, one thing. Can I have the flesh prison spell?
I think that's going to be a ritual.
For me, as in GM. Yeah, it's a ritual that takes a few minutes. You need 3 people to cast it, and they need to be chanting. Beyond that, it's a relatively easy recitation. It effectively involves reciting the same few lines over and over and over again to basically increase the bindings. At which point, the person is, for all intents and purposes, then bound within their own flesh, provided you keep the wards and stuff that you have to then write on their body intact, that in theory forever. Hell, if you want it to be permanent, you just carve the runes or tattoo them on their body.
Okay. I've got that.
You realize that won't work if he still has the staff.
I can get the stuff away from him.
Okay. Janet and Violet, are you sure you want to come with us?
Violet looks a little bit like... Janet looks over at her. I owe it to Rob. He got me out of Sloth. I have to.
Okay.
Okay, let me just get my slippers. Violet hurries into her room, comes out wearing 2 big fluffy bunny slippers.
Is that her arcane focus or something? Is her bunny slippers?
Make a perception occult roll.
Perception occult.
Did Violet tell her? Does Imogen know this, or
Know what about what?
about why she's into the slippers?
Oh, I don't remember telling the characters, but I could have done.
No. What's with those slippers?
Well, you know, I made the crushy bunny turn into bunny ward thing. It's a lot easier if you cast it on yourself, so I can, if I need to run away as a bunny rabbit, turn myself into a rabbit with the slippers.
That sounds actually useful.
That's super adorable.
Lucky rabbit's foot, if you will.
It actually takes the rabbit's heart to make these, but
You need 2 or 1
That's
heart.
adorable.
for slippers.
well, they're enchanted as a pair, so only one because it's one spell.
Do you eat the rabbit afterwards? Because that's a waste otherwise.
Well, yeah, rabbit's tasty.
Okay, cool. It's fine then.
We didn't used to have meat when I was... Let's
They
go.
had meat when she was a human.
They did have it. She couldn't
Animals.
afford it.
They were only invented recently.
She couldn't afford the meat.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
rabbit. I guess it depends on where she lived.
Yeah, it depends where she lived. So, you head down. You go in the stairwell. There is, again, the faint blood traces, this time dried up. As you go down to the door that leads into the catacombs, fog seems to be rolling out of it.
God,
Although
did
it-
he get a fucking fog machine?
Smells slightly strange. There is an acrid tang to it.
What does it smell like?
Make a perception notice check.
18.
Okay. As you step forwards, it's acrid. It's strange. There's even like flickering lights in places. And as you move further in, you notice a slight whirring on the edge of your hearing. Ooh.
Do you guys
And-
hear that?
Hidden off to the side, under a slipped stone, is one of the school's fog machines.
It's a fog machine. I'm gonna go over there and turn off the fog machine.
Sure, you turn it off. The fog starts to dissipate in this one area, but further along the hallway, there is
As I
still
turn it
fog.
off, I'm gonna be like, really, Rob? Really?
As you say that, you also notice that there's other cables, and it appears that the school's PA system is also in here now that the fog has abated. It's dark, there's a little bit of fog, but with a 5, you just about notice that the PA system has been set up, and wires are running further into the hall. And it starts. As you walk further in, the PA crackles to life.
Can I see the cable? Can I cut it?
Yeah, but it'll only be to the one megaphone, so the other speakers further along will still sound.
That's fine. I'm gonna cut the one.
You cut the one nearest you, it stops being quite so loud, but however,
Finally had enough of ignoring me? Then perhaps now you'll finally listen. But it'll be too little, too late. And if you think you're coming here to kill me, then you haven't been paying attention. That's right, I know why you're here. And I understand now. You've decided to slay me, because I'm a monster. Because that's what you do. But you don't slay all of them, do you, Layla? You've met demon after demon you haven't killed. Oh yes, you always make sure to kill the vampires, but I thought the Slayer was also supposed to deal with, say, a Drox demon disguised as a human as soon as possible? Or an entire pocket dimension shopping center of demons? Or a demonic pub in the actual real world that leads to it? But no, they get a pass. Why is that, I wonder? You let them all go. You turn a blind eye. And then the next thing you know, another student has died. The list keeps getting longer, Layla. I remember every single name. But you'll never be on that list, of course. You're the untouchable Slayer, nice and safe and protected by your special demonic powers, and your self-protective meat shield of weaker people. And speaking of, Imogen. With your magical powers you never thought to tell anyone about until someone came along you wanted to impress. And it is very impressive how you literally rip the blood out of people's bodies. I should know. It's a horrific, painful death you inflict. Not too difficult when you don't care one bit about anyone anymore. I'm sure you were the first to decide I should die. It's not like you haven't tried plenty of times before. Of course, when you're not healing me just so I can be running around with a bleeding head wound throwing bombs at vampires for you. And to think, we used to be friends. And another one who used to be a friend, Barnaby. My constant daily reminder of what I should have been. We're twins, after all. Not identical, but how different could brothers be? And yet, here you are, the strong one, the handsome one, and of course, the dumb one. I'm the one who had to fight to be better, work to be smart. What did you do? Oh, you had a lovely, comfortable life as a demon in hiding, right up until the time the demonic Slayer came along to protect you. But of course, that wasn't until after you killed my mother. How could I be so blind? To let you become part of my family. Once a demon, always a demon. Oh, of course, Violet. Fighting for this side today, I see. I knew you were still a demon. You were always a demon. We took that life away from you, but you still cling to it. It's the only thing you have left. You only know how to kill people and use people. And gather information, of course, to be shared out as you see fit. Oh, how you enjoyed telling everyone about the dream of Janet you read about. But you never told anyone about the nightmares, did you? And speaking of Janet, you betrayed me. I saved you. I opened my heart to you. I trusted you. And you betrayed me. And now you're here to kill me. But I think you're forgetting who you're fighting. The fight has already started. And I'm winning.
At that, I feel that's deep enough that Janet's actually going to have to take a fear check. And she's going to spend her only drama point to pass that.
If the PA stops, then I would like to say something after.
Sure. Yeah. Before you get a chance to reply, Layla, I think that would push you over to a crisis, at least temporarily.
Okay, because I was going to kind of do an inspirational speech to everyone else, because I was the only one who didn't have a crisis.
Feel free to give
if
one.
You're giving me one, then I can't do that, so...
No, feel free. Go for it.
Okay. Don't listen to him. That's what he wants you to do. Like I said, Imogen, how many times have you saved Robert? How many times have you helped him? Barnaby, you love him. He's your brother. He's the only family you have, and you've always been there for him. Violet, sure, you've done some terrible things, but you've also helped us. You've helped us in ways that we should be more thankful for, and Rob of all people should be. Janet, he loves you. You love him. You made a robot to protect him and his friends. We're here to help him. We are not going to slay him. We are going to help Robert. And no matter what he thinks, and no matter how much that demon tries to possess him, we have to be the strong ones. We have to be the ones that are going to save him. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
Okay. You are definitely cut up. You're definitely hurting, so that is still a crisis, but you may do a willpower influence check.
I always thought Pride would be the one with the theatrical streak.
So that's going to be willpower plus influence, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. It's not the strongest, but we'll see how it goes. Of course not.
It galvanizes people enough, doesn't manage to cut through any of the crises. They still have that lingering feeling of what they just went through. I will say...
What's my crisis? And I get a -2 to rolls, right?
Yeah, I will say for the short term, it's a crisis of the fact that you now know that your friends are fractured. Your friends have been through a lot. Whether it's something that Rob said, or whether it's just the fact that Rob can say these things to you and think these things about you. It's the fact that maybe you've missed something in your friends. Maybe it's just Rob. Maybe it's these things, Ras pushing, but some of them are somewhat true. At least in basis. And the fact that you missed this with your friends, that's, I think, the problem. I think the main issue is that you've missed the fact that one of your friends was hurting.
I didn't. I tried to talk to him.
You were the only one who tried. It's actually fair.
You took my tongue.
As for Barnaby and Imogen, I don't think it hits hard enough with only 2 successes to beat what has been planned. It would help Janet with her test for fear, but there's still a chance she could fail, so she wants to draw on point on that to make sure she is there for Rob. So she will draw on point anyway. And Violet is... I don't think Violet cares that much about Rob to really take a crisis from that, but she's definitely, like, a little bit, like, iffy about this whole situation. She's definitely, like, on the verge, but she's not quite crisis herself, because she doesn't care as much about you guys. But at this point, as you finish giving that emotional leadership speech, you open up onto the room of the Hellmouth. And you can see there, as the smoke begins to fade, that it was smoke machines. There are a few off to the side. There also appears to be that the lights were nothing but disco lights. There's even, standing in the far corner, a little orb rotating constantly with different colored lights flickering every time. In front of you stand 2 figures. One is Rob, and one is a beautiful blonde who is familiar to you all. Charity stands there next to Rob, hand on hip, Cocky smile, eyebrow arched as she sees you approach.
I've made a new friend. I did drop her out of the sky, but we've made up over that now.
Is it really a new friend, Wrath?
I'll look at you a little bit confused, because I don't think I know yet what is going on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I say to you.
I was like, Well, you're here now. On my
we have
terms, of course.
You die hard.
Is it really on your terms? Or do you just think it's on your terms?
How are you feeling right now?
I feel great.
Charity takes a step forwards, cockily, body posture completely open towards Layla. Looks you up and down. Hi, Layla. It's been a while. How have you been?
I thought we already answered this question.
She turns around, looking at Rob. I thought you said you were going to take me somewhere fun. Instead, I have to deal with this lot.
Oh, I think
Were you
we
supposed
can
to
enjoy this.
a while ago?
She's been a bit busy.
Where
but
did she end up?
I'm starting to see things from her perspective. So I made sure to bring you here, and of course, I know what I'm doing. I'm fairly smart, so I thought I'd get the mental side of the battle out of the way.
You mean the part where you don't realize what's happening to you? And what she's doing with you?
I know exactly what's happening.
And I know exactly
You
what I
decided
did
to
with
kill
him.
me.
Then why would you
I
look
mean-
at me like that when I called you Wrath? And why and how could you ever think that any of us, well, maybe not Imogen, any of us other than her would try to kill you?
Like to make a point of clarification. The other 2 times I have almost killed you. One of them was not me, was an alternate version of myself, and the other one I was trying to save your life. So before we cast
I don't think he cares.
too many aspersions on me, she's mostly looking at Layla. Before we cast too many aspersions on me, I just need to clarify.
Just
I haven't
giving it
actually tried
I
to
know
kill
his
you.
perspective.
I understand the situation now. I mean, it all makes so much sense. Janet gave me the final piece before you brainwashed her, or whatever it is you did in particular.
Yes, because I have
You're a
brainwashing
demon.
powers, Robert. You know that so well. If I could just brainwash everybody, don't you think the world would be a lovely place and I wouldn't have to be what I am?
You're
also
a demon. Janet found out. She used her robots to detect what you were.
Rob, Bobber, you do realize the person you're standing next to is the one that made your father try to kill you. So for going with brainwashing here,
She makes a valid point.
I'm not sure what I can believe from you anymore.
you knew that yourself. though.
that.
Layla,
Rob,
Imogen,
you
Barney.
saw me get
yourself.
axed down by our own father. You're gonna
still
say
here?
that wasn't her?
Like, you're smart. Or are you not smart anymore? Did you lose the smart? I thought you were smart.
Yeah, I thought you were smart. I thought you were smarter than this,
Rob,
Robert.
Your
If
stage
this was
increases.
truly Robert and you're not being controlled or brainwashed, where's
Oh
your...
my god, did you kiss her?
Ew.
Did she do her thing to you? Did she go, blah?
Oh, we did far more than
Look at
that.
Imogen like, what does that mean?
And Barnaby's like, yeah, I recognize that.
I think at that, Janet steps forward slightly. Oh, you wouldn't believe. And she turns back towards you, and as she turns around, I think Janet slaps her.
Janet slaps who?
If Janet tries to slap Charity, Imogen will try and stop Janet.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to stop her.
like if I presume they set themselves up so that it's like Barnaby, Imogen, Layla. It's like Layla, Imogen, Barnaby, and then the other two behind them.
Yeah,
So they have to go in front.
I would not let Janet get close to Charity. That sounds like a really bad idea.
No.
Dex strength from Imogen.
I can
Dex
she
strength
can
from
run
Layla.
forward, but I can just restrain her if that's possible.
Well, Imogen, you're trying to block her getting forward, so just make just a standard dex. You're not trying to shove too hard. It's just like trying to block a little bit socially. You're not trying to be physically restrained.
Can I influence Dex then?
Not really. She's stepping forwards out of it's not time to influence, so you can just run dex.
11.
Yeah, you hinder her enough that she can't really get forward so easily.
Nope. Bad idea. No.
Oh,
no.
you want to skip to the fighting part? I wasn't done talking yet.
Oh,
Layla,
we'll talk
Imogen,
away.
Barnaby, make perception nose checks.
I should probably
Who
mention
needs
that
to
I
do
am
perception?
currently
Who did you say?
in the armor, and I have the staff.
In one hand, okay. Perception notice from Layla, Imogen, and Barnaby.
See.
Okay. 14.
Okay, 3 successes. Actually, all of you. You hear heavy footfalls behind you. Yeah, can we start to eating them now? Totally need to eat them. Yeah, they're gonna be like so tasty.
I just want to make sure they understand first. I want them to know that I've worked it all out.
Robert, make
Layla?
a perception willpower influence to convince.
Oh, me?
As Ned steps forwards, Rob, you need to convince him not to start attacking them right now. He's hungry.
Oh, crap. Is this and I imagine this is a normal influence roll. It's got my -2 on it.
Yep. Actually,
Okay.
no. Misfit and Nerd don't apply to him since right now he believes you to be a friend.
Okay. So, hold on. I need to get to the button. I don't have much screen space currently.
Okay, while you do that, as Ned steps forward
I've got
behind
it.
you, you notice that he has... It's a fail. As he steps forward behind you, you notice that he has, in one hand, got a steak, but most of it is missing. It's just the rind that he's chewing on now between his teeth. His teeth are now 3 layers of what appear to be shark-like serrated blades. His tongue seems to be lolling about longer, maybe 8 inches to 10 inches long, slightly poking out of his mouth occasionally, and seems to have its own little barbs and spines. And he is bloated to the point where his school uniform is just pinging off buttons. But it looks like a lot of it has not been fed properly, and that most of it is just excess skin. That he hasn't managed to fill it up. And at this point... Yeah, no, I need to eat now! Runs forwards. And at this point, we'd normally roll initiative, but it is pretty late, so that'll be for next week.
This is the worst situation. We're all going to die.
I've seen the stats you are.
Yeah. No, this is the end of Layla the Vampire Slayer, I feel like. Because I already know how strong Charity is, so.
I think we could probably take Charity, but we can't take Charity, Hungry Ned, and Angry Rob.
Yeah.
Well, this is something to discuss in the after show.
There's no discussing. That's it.
So,
The
Well,
math
it wouldn't
is
be
not
so
on our
bad
side.
if we didn't all have crises, but we all have negatives to our roll, and they don't. So
that was
it's
Rob's
not a fair
plan.
fight, even if we were to fight them.
Yep.
That was the entire point of everything Rob did. He's like, well,
Yeah,
how do
but
I beat them? Let's give them all a -2 for
Yeah.
everything.
So, right. Announcements firstly. Thank you very much to Sim for sponsoring the episode with Sins. Thank you very much. That is very appropriate. Thank you. By supporting this, you managed to pay for all the cat feed. Also, we do have My Little Pony: A Tale of Friendship. Friendship is magic. Starting in exactly 1 week, 1 hour and 9 minutes here on Roll4It. My Little
should
Pony
tell Rob
RPG.
that.
Yeah, we may just make Rob watch it. He'll snap him out right now.
It's a day less than that because it's on Saturday.
Oh, okay, so 6 days, 1 hour, 9 minutes, because it's on a Saturday at 11 p.m.
Today was so
BST.
grim. You got it mixed up with just around the corner.
did. 3 p.m. PDT. And that is going to be Margaret Crone DMing, myself and Lauren, along with Dylan and Erin Fitzgerald playing as adorable little ponies. It's going to be lovely and wholesome, and hopefully will be a reprieve from everything else that's happening. So,
We'll find out.
with that, Rob, Bentham, who are you? What are you doing? Where can we find you when you're not breaking people's hearts?
I'm so sorry, everyone. I've done terrible things. This is what happens when you put me and E in a 6-hour meeting to decide how to screw with you guys. You can find me not many places at the moment except here. I'm on holiday. So I'll be here every week.
Vacay!
And then occasionally some videos will be up from previous streams with Peachy and Sheepdog on my channel, which is Mangleport Gaming. And
We
that's
need
it at
more
the moment.
vacation photos.
I could provide some.
NASA.
I've been asked
pictures.
to wander around a US supermarket and just be in awe of everything being ridiculous.
There's a lot of choices for things
You
like
can
cereal.
put 4 large UK supermarkets inside the average US supermarket. It's weird.
Well,
I went
you do
in a
realize
Walmart
that
and
the
there was a
UK
tire
is like
section.
the size of one state.
There was a tire department in Walmart. I don't understand.
So,
Walmart is a special brand of insane.
Maggie, where can we find you when you're not trying to keep the team from falling into disrepair?
I try so hard, you guys. It just, you can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and all the things. I upload new gameplay videos every day. Margaret Crone Plays on YouTube, and I stream every day on my channel or on others, but I always host it. So come check it out. Come hang out with us and have fun.
Okay. Josh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Where can we find you?
I'll blame Bentham.
That's fair.
Yeah, you can find me on Gaming FTL everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I try and make fun videos. I'm currently editing together the... oh no, I finished that. They're all up on my channel. Me, Bentham, Maggie, EE, and one with Fuzzy Freaks playing Stardew Valley multiplayer. And if you want to see me talk about TTRPG stories, then go to Strange Adventures on YouTube. That's where I do that. And I stream as well. So that's the thing. It's fun. And not scary.
Okay. And Lauren, what about you?
You can find me on the internet at Random Tuesday in most places, and I will be streaming later today. You can also find me on places like Roll4It next week on Saturday playing a pony that may or may not get them into trouble, or Geek Space TV, which is another place on Twitch. I think that's everything. What about you?
Thank you very much, Lauren. As for myself, I'm Enter Elysium, and catch me over at youtube.com/Enter Elysium, where I play a number of games, including stuff like Hearts of Iron, Aurora 4X, Jurassic World Evolution. I believe after this, I'm actually going to put up an episode where I make a T-Rex. And it's a big and then it's a $5 million T-Rex. And also at twitch.tv/Enter Elysium, twitter.com/Enter Elysium, and instagram.com/Enter Elysium YT, because I had to. That's it. We're going to read out some tips because there were tips today. I would also like to say massively thank you to everyone who gave us bits. There were a lot of you. Massive shout out especially to Werewolf for like the 25,000 bits and the Dragon Rune for the 75,000 bits.
I don't even... What?
And the Dragon Rune just gave us 2,750 more.
That's madness.
No, it's Sparta. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. That's... I'm clicking on the wrong things now. This is terrible. Okay,
$1 million T-Rex? What?
It's a big T-Rex. Okay. Hero Sheep, the Badass You. $3.14. Layla, Barnaby, Imogen, Robert, send help. Our shepherd, he's gone mad. Pointed teeth, bumpy forehead. I fear I won't last long. I'm sorry, my friends. I've failed you. My strength is failing. Oh no, Hero Sheep's dead. No. Vampire Sheep.
Hero Sheep, you need to save us.
This is true. Super Sheep.
I'm judging that pun. Hard. Judging it.
Werewolf. $100. Just wanted to say, Team Rob.
Boo.
Are you still on Team Rob now?
Yeah. I think some people are on Team Rob just because of it's so epic.
They may not have fully considered the implications of being on Team Rob, but
I think so.
Much like teenagers, they probably are just not thinking all they think.
The thing you love could possibly end because of Team Rob.
Yeah. Werewolf, another $50. Glory to the Dragon Rune. Glory to Emperor Rob. The bits must flow. Thank you very much, Werewolf. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Denosha, $25. Just here to celebrate the 2 months of being back again with one of my favorite shows, and maybe also to slowly climb the all-time board. Thank you very much, Denosha. That board is taking a pummeling. Thank you so much. Vo, 100. $3.14. Nice development on Ra. Greed seems to be somewhat reasonable entity that can be worked with. Rasputin indeed. Also, are we just going to glaze over how Greed low-key caused the rise of the Nazis and the Holocaust? Okay.
We don't all know that. Only Imogen does. And Violet, I guess?
And Violet.
Together.
Werewolf, $25. Hail to Lord Jigsaw Bobbert, Emperor of all evil. Yeah. Thank you very much. Vo, 510. $3.14. Psychological torment done right. Robert is terrifying.
You get it wrong every time.
I know, it's great. He knows where to hit you. This reminds me of Angel and Miss Calendar.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't think it can ever be that epic. But thank you. But that is one of my favorite moments. It informs my GMing as a whole. Paladin Hulk, $5.69. Good job, cast. This is another excellent episode. All the feels. Vo, 5100. $3.14. When Rob goes nega. Eli Elo Lamana Shakabati. I don't know what I meant to be saying there.
I think
you just cast a spell, and now we're all doomed.
That also happens. Thank you.
Well done.
Darkblade, $2.93. Badbert, his speech is so amazing. I got goosebumps. It was a good speech. Darkblade 382, $2.50. Margaret, those words feel so real. Hats off to you. I forgot to give you all the drama points. There's going to be a lot of drama points afterwards.
I need those so I don't actually fully die if I'm killed.
Yeah, no.
Don't give him any.
I don't think
I feel like the odds of you dying are
one speech.
No, I don't think. Okay, you'd get one drama point. Miss Amy Hoyle, $10. Got to love this. As much as I loved all of Badbert, I do really love Imogen Joker. Great job, all. And maybe Imogen can get all Ra and Dehofran. That might help. Great job, all. Less than
and
two.
She was hysterical laughing, not evil laughing. Because some people were like,
it was a little evil.
It was a little evil, yeah.
I guess.
And Werewolf, $15. Well, we can't say there will be a season 3 of Layla. Sweet Lord Boppert, this is awesome.
It might be like crossed out Layla and it's something else like
Charity,
Robert,
the Vampire Slayer.
I was going to go with like Robert the Slayer. But that's it for tips. So I will let you know that Robert, you get a drama point. Barnaby and Imogen, you both get a drama point for bad things happen to good people because you had to relive your horrors. Layla, Imogen, Barnaby, you all get a drama point for bad things happen to good people. And then also there was some really nice RP. So I think Layla, Imogen, Barnaby, you get another drama point again.
Take it.
You'll need it.
I will like it.
Yep. Okay, so with that, we are going to go and we're going to record our after show. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this episode. If you have, do share the love. Go check out the YouTube channel, all that jazz. So thank you very much. And we'll be back next week. Remember, we do have just around the corner our World of Darkness RPG, which is same time but on Saturday, followed this coming weekend. Afterwards, 1 hour after it ends, there will be 11 p.m. BST, 3 p.m. PDT. We're going to have Friendship's Magic, My Little Pony, Loveliness. Followed the next day, of course, at the normal time by the next episode of Layla, which will be interesting. May the dice roll over in your favor. You'll need them.